also have 0 in savings because we both have depression. Spend all of our money.
All right, here we are. Welcome, Mythlanders, and welcome back. This is session 16 of Goblin Stone. So, last session during Goblin Stone, there was a bit of very rare downtime in the square, and our protagonists were able to check in with each other, get a feel for changes that have happened among the people in the square, to see to some preparations and to, put some work orders out there before heading back to the sewers and slipping north, making their way toward the North Gate precinct or South Gate precinct, in the inner wall that, beyond which now is only the Goblin Stone, but used to be the palaces and plazas of the city center. So, in approaching this area, hoping to maybe check on some supplies and things that should still be locked away down underground beneath the precinct, and not really capable of getting any closer to the stone underground unless they wanted to come back into the unders, into the undercroft of the stone, which the party seemed to have no interest in doing, not yet anyway. But in coming back up into the streets, a few sounds were heard from buildings across the way. First, from one building, a set of goblins perhaps arguing over loot or sleeping arrangements, and then from another, and even softer sounds of some townsfolk making they weren't sure about what was being said, but a few of the party moved in and made their way into the manor found in the southern manor, the one that had townsfolk in it, and found some guards, both the city watch and palace guards, as well as just one of the townsfolk. And they were holding out, afraid to leave, perhaps, having survived a series of scrapes and, of course, the initial onslaught, the falling of the stone itself. And we left off last session with discussions being made on how the party will continue. After talking to the guards they found in the house, trying to convince them to come back to the market square where it was safer, talk of dispatching the nearby group of goblins was closed in on and settled upon. All that remains to be seen is how and when and what exactly is going to be done about these goblins. You all learned that aside from there's entrances on the ground, the main sort of front wall, the front doors, front porch, there is in the alley between the two houses a door that likely goes into the kitchens. You suspect that in the basement of this place, a guard captain told you that looks like a more recently built wall, like within 50 years. It doesn't match the rest of the basement. And it seems that it would be possible to open up a section of this wall and sneak through into the manor, the goblin-filled manor, that way. But you all also likely have your own ideas. It's possible in places to climb and perhaps get onto the roof or through windows. But before we go any further, what did I leave out, or what do you all want to remind each other of? Clifford, welcome back. It's been a few weeks. You've been on vacation, seeing wonderful and amazing things, and now you're back in the muck with the rest of the protagonist of the Goblin Stone. So,
Yes, it's good to be back.
It's good to have you.
Yeah.
So, what do we remember, or what do we want to remind Clifford of? Role-playing points, or what did I leave out in my recap? Helena, can you think of anything? Or anything you want to remind folks of?
Well, we have an old rat friend named Bubby. And Bubby is very dear to Helena, and we made this very known at our last session. We were in a dining hall, right? What was that? It was... I know there was food involved, and there was much offense taken on multiple sides, but ultimately Bubby was able to dine with us respectfully. I think that's the thing. Yeah.
That might be Helena's highlight for the past 12 hours or so. A friend she thought lost.
Rat folk or an actual rat?
It was a rat, yeah.
Nice.
Bubby, and she's old.
Little difference for Helena, though. Rat folk or rat.
Yeah, I think that it would have been really interesting if she got to know Hardy Cart, but we're gonna leave it at that. I'm glad it didn't happen.
Oh. Well, there are many things your characters have not yet discovered. And the fate of all of the members of the Heroes of Arabelle is unknown to you. Only 3 have you found. All right. Well, how about you, Joe? Anything? What do you want to remind us of?
The members of the last adventuring group and a giant cube of ooze. We fought a giant cube of ooze, similar to what seems to be digesting them. Very undercroft. So fought off good old cube of ooze and threw a lot of fire at it. Some radiant fire and some fiery fire.
Important distinction.
Important distinctions there, and destroyed it. And in our short foray down in the sewers this time, still trying to find a different way into this thing.
All right. What about you, X? What do you recall? Or do you have any questions, reminders?
I found one of my cousins here. Long lost cousin or nephew or something. Somebody who looks like a wood elf relative of mine, some sort. I also, for Nick's benefit, the prohibition on my speaking has been lifted, so my character can talk more normally now. He's still getting used to that, but it's a benefit as well. And we get lots of goblins to kill.
All right. Big Bri, how about you? Anything else left out? Anything else you want to remind us of?
Yeah, I was gonna say we got to be careful because we did spot some goblins up along the wall there above the gate. So we can't just walk around willy-nilly. We got to be careful.
That is true. All right, any other questions or reminders before we jump back into it? All right. So, double check and make sure the sound is good. All right. So as we come back to it, perfect. Now, have our tokens are laid out here, but you all are actually inside, as you all have moved in and moved upstairs. And when we left off the discussion, you all were, the captain was just giving you information on what your options were in terms of dealing with these goblins. As mentioned, there's an alley that runs between the two houses. There is a side door that moves into the kitchens in the northern house. There's a wall, as I mentioned, in the basement of the house you're in, which the guard captain suspects leads to old blocked tunnels and likely is a chance at sneaking into the house just to the north of you. But there's also places to climb, as Lokag mentioned. You'll want to keep a low profile and be very careful, as there's a robed and bestaffed goblin up on top. And he saw movement of another, but didn't see many details of them or anything. So there's at least 2 goblins up on the walls as well. We had an initiative order last session, but we're going to go ahead and scrap that for now. And let's go ahead and highlight our tokens and roll initiative. For roleplay, decision making, and once we get into it, exploration.
The low initiative. It's like the one time I like to roll low, not low roll. I guess that works too.
Sure. English is funny like that.
Sometimes nice last, you get a sense you can kind of wait till everything kind of reveals themselves, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Often everyone's hidden in the first round. And you're like, well, there's nothing for me to shoot at.
Right, and that's how I used to try out for performances. It's my strategy.
I like playing barbarians in this one game, and I just throw them into it. Just like, charge! And they just run in there, just take damage, and their job is to just draw people out. You know, that's the whole point. But,
F around and find out.
Yeah, and they just take a lot of damage, so good stuff.
Okay, let's see here. So, starting out in the top of the order with Lokag. So after hearing of the plans and options you all have, what are Lokag's thoughts on how to go about clearing the goblins out of the nearby manse?
I think that the basement is our best option. I suggest we go that way.
I don't know. I think you should go through the kitchen and dress up like a chef. You know, wear one of those chef hats. Just walk into the kitchen like you own the place.
We do need to put together a bear, a costume for a bugbear for me. This is the only way I sneak around the Goblin Stone. I doubt there will be any next door, though.
I agree. The basement seems to be the safe way to go if we can do it out of sight of anyone who might be watching.
Oh no.
There's a basement here, right? So that goes down to possibly the next one.
Maybe they connect. I like it. Secret walls.
All right, well, how about X? What are X's thoughts on how to proceed?
Lokag should go first. And so far, our group has not been known for its subtlety.
True.
So Sneaking doesn't appear to be our MO. If that is the MO, X will go first. But otherwise, we just put Locag up front if he's going to go there anyway. And
Sneaking situation. Yeah, I feel like we can start with the sneakers.
last time we sneaked, Locag ran through a whole bunch of broken glass. So, you know.
Well, maybe just keep him in back for a minute. Let the somebody else go ahead. I don't mind being the first.
So that's what X would say. One of two tactics: either we try to sneak in and infiltrate and get the jump on them, or we just go in crossbows blazing.
I think we crash the garage. We hit the basement if we can, and get in there, and then we hit them from below. Feels like the way. How hard is it to take out that wall?
All I can think of is it would be nice to corral them somehow. Either scare them into a spot or lure them into a spot.
I like how you're thinking.
I do have the war horn that we found. It could draw them, but it might also draw the attention from the goblins on the wall.
That might be too attention grabby.
Agreed.
Fire. I'm just saying things. Fire scares everyone.
Some of the other houses are already on fire, but that's just
Less noticeable.
shattering of a window, or one of us going around and casting a shadow on one of the windows.
And it's less noticeable if all the other buildings are on fire.
Yeah, but if it's on fire, then this one that we're standing in could
I know.
be on fire next.
I know, and then if it really gets out of hand, then we just make sure they stay in and we get out and problem solved.
I normally try to avoid property damage when during home invasions. It's just respectful. People appreciate it later. My clients always appreciate it. Oftentimes they become culpable and they have to pay for damages. You know how it goes. The more subtle we can be, I think. Maybe they're all together, having dinner right now, and they're all in a nice little group. We don't have to do a thing, and then we can just kill them all in one shot.
I don't really know anything about home and ownership or family or anything like that, but I'm just throwing things out there. So.
Well, it's a nest. You want someone to burn your nest. You don't want someone to burn your nest, do you?
Well, no. Now you put it like
insurance.
that. Fine. Well, anyways, I think the trap idea is good. But just fire is maybe a bit too much. Fine. Just
Traps are a good point. They're gonna have those little buggers. They're clever. They come up with some pretty serious traps.
Anyone good at noticing those?
Look for the cheese.
What do goblins like? They do like meat. They said they like meat.
But only for the masters, right?
What if we make a sign?
Now, are these those
Each for
weird
you.
goblins? Those weird goblins that are half dead looking freaks? Or are these just regular little buggers?
The only indication you all have is that the goblins in the house nearby spoke, and you didn't hear any speaking from the teethy, glowing-eyed, altered goblins.
Yeah. The altered goblins are beyond saving.
Cliff, you can speak their language, right?
Yeah.
But if you try to intimidate them into leaving, running away, going back to the rock, stone,
Might be able to get a few of them to listen to reason. Or kill the glowy-eyed ones and tell them they're free. But I think we gotta take out the glowy ones because they're clearly being manipulated by some demonic forces. But yeah, I mean,
I didn't realize that that might have been. Yeah, we have options.
yeah, I say we stealth approach. We work our way in there, catch them unawares, take them out, drop those infernal monsters, and now we have a conversation with the remaining ones. Shock and awe.
So, the guard captain, the half-elven fellow, the very old for a guard captain, should have likely retired, and maybe had, sort of nodding and quietly, listening for a few minutes as you all talk, and finally says, "Well, whichever you settle on, you." What is our place in things? We had thought between ourselves to explore the wall downstairs, and if it did open, we thought we would try 2 prongs. One to slip across the alley toward the door, and one to come up from underneath. But that would take more reconnaissance than we're capable of. So if your plan isn't too wild and it's not certain death, then we'll follow it.
I like that angle. Maybe one of your rats, our rat friend. Maybe they can go ahead and search things out, do a little reconnaissance.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that relationship with most of them, but maybe Bubby could help us.
Bobby, help us out, would you?
What do you suggest? Yes, fine. And I guess, yeah, I'll pull Bubby out and cast Speak with Animals and request to Bubby. All right, Bubby. I've never really spoken to you like this before. I don't even know if it's gonna work. But need you to do me a favor. Do you understand?
Its whiskers twitch, and it has very steady eye contact with you. You get the feeling that it understands you.
First thing I want to let you know is you're my favorite, and I love you very, very much. And I would never let anything bad happen to you. That being said, something bad could happen to you right now, so I need you to be really, really safe. Okay?
Its whiskers stop twitching, and it just stares at you.
Okay. I need you to scope out the rest of this building. And am I looking for, like, goblins, basically?
That's for the party to answer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I would say
Well,
yeah.
the building next door, right?
Okay.
Get numbers.
I need you to scope out the building next to you and see if you can find as many of those nasty, nasty, smelly goblins. Because we need to get rid of them to protect our community. Got it?
Nasty goblins eat us. They ate some of our friends. That's quite frightening. Is there food over there? Or
There's food with me, and I'll give you as much as you'd like. You
Okay.
have to come back alive, though, so be very sneaky. Your best sneakiness. And I know you're the greatest. Look at you. You've been through so much. Testament to your sneakiness.
it starts to seem excited. It's sort of looking around now. Its tail taut behind it, and it seems very nervous. You can tell the rat's afraid. Make a persuasion check.
Can I add a piece of cheese for pre-incentive?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Does that give advantage, perhaps?
No, it doesn't. But it
Okay.
will give it a different benefit.
Okay. Oh,
a small bonus to it.
6.
Lokag wants to help with the persuasion if he can.
How would you do that?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Lokag, being a totem of the bear, can ritually cast Speak with Animals.
Mm-hmm.
And so perhaps can join in on this conversation. He burns a little incense and kind of like starts to be able to pick up on the little chittering conversation between Helena and the rat. And he would lean into and say, in a weird, Lokag's speaking rat is real weird because he's got this deep booming voice, but he has to chitter, so it's kind of like it's like it's not quite right. Something's off there, but he gets his point across, I think. And he wants to remind Bubby, remember, you ate at table with us. You are Scout Rat, very important member of crew. You must go forth. Do your mistress proud. Tell us how many goblins are next door and their locations. You can do it. There will be more cheese waiting when you get back. And that's how Lokag wants to help.
That's perfect. Helena, you can roll again, giving you inspiration on this.
12.
All right. So a 14 with the cheese bonus.
Yay, cheese.
So at this, it's sort of nibbling on its cheese, holding it in its paws, and it's definitely looking really, really nervous. Its eyes are darting around, and then Lokag, as your sort of booming, squeaking voice, speech comes in, it sort of looks up, and you feel like its head sort of raises. It stuffs the rest of the cheese into one side of its jaw and plants its feet firmly on Helena's hands. And Bubby seems ready. It sort of hops down onto a nearby table. Now, Palace Guard and a couple of City Watch and Halfling are all watching with sort of a range of confusion to consternation to curiosity on their faces. And each of them sort of watch the rat drop down, walk across the carpet. The halfling sort of scrambling reaches over and opens the door so the rat can walk out through the hallway. Should I let the rat out the side door, or? The captain nods, and the halfling gets up and follows the rat.
I want Helena to answer, but still in rat speech, because she's, speak with animals.
So, the halfling stops and looks up as if he's very much trying to listen. With no expression, he just nods and turns and follows the rat, seeming more confused by the moment. But he seems somewhat steady anyway. That seems like you all have a plan. And he's assuming he just is seeing something very powerful and useful he's never seen before. So Bubby wanders off and slips out, his way through the manor and slips out. A few moments later, the halfling comes back and resumes his seat. The captain says, "So we wait, then. What do you all do in the meanwhile? It's going to take the rat a little time to make its way over into the house, scout around through the house, attempt not to be seen by the rat-eating goblins. And you have, probably at least 20 minutes. And, those of you who have, Helena, you would expect, you know about how long it's going to take. So you'd expect you have about, 15 to 20 minutes. If it gets in any hairy situations or, furry situations, then it might take a little bit longer.
Don't get nervous until the time has passed. I'm a little nervous.
And how long should we expect? Says the half-elf.
No longer than a quarter of an hour.
Mm-hmm. Another guard sighs. Hurry up and wait then.
I mean, it's pretty quick for something that small and 4 little legs. I mean, you have to give Bubby some credit. You know, she's actually the oldest rat I have ever fostered. She is 14.
Doesn't surprise me at all, says the halfling. No, not a bit. One of the other guards coughs politely and looks to the captain. The captain says, recheck your straps and buckles, sharpen blades, oil them in the scabbard, get yourselves ready. So they spend the next little while doing just that. If there's any other preparations that you all make, let me know now. Cliff, is there anything else that you do in the meanwhile?
No, I think he's just polishing his pistol. You know, looking relaxed, eyeing everybody, making sure everybody looks like they're ready for action.
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, you recognize one of the guards anyway. You recognize one by sight, but yeah, there's a dwarven fellow that you recognized. You've spoken with him before, but you've never caught his name.
He'll introduce himself. Name's Clifford.
I recognize you. Avlar. Appreciate your work in the city. Decent thief taker. So word is.
Well, my work is changing, ain't it?
Plenty more thieves to take, I suppose. Guess that's what we're planning just to the north then. Although, I guess we've moved up the ranks a bit. We're executioners now.
Some of them, they ain't. I think they're already dead. The ones with the glowing eyes, I don't see how they come back. The other ones, you could talk to. Maybe they'll give up. They'll run away. They're little cowards. You don't have to kill all. The way I see it.
You seen goblins with glowing eyes?
Oh, you don't like that.
I don't.
They're unstoppable, or at least, well, you hit them right. We'll take them down, right? He looks around at the other ones with the little, everyone else in the room, like, overconfident.
Dora's bushy eyebrows sort of buckle down a bit. He definitely doesn't like the story, but he's also not sure if you're pulling his leg or not.
He's got a terrible deception, so if he's lying, he would, but he isn't.
But he doesn't know that, yeah, so he's just sort of...
True. Yeah.
Well, keep an eye out for them, then.
Yeah, they won't listen to reason. You trust me on that one.
So how about X? Is X doing anything in the next, the next little while? Any other preparation that X wants to make?
No particular preparations at this point. Just looking for good places to hide, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well then, Millie?
Yeah, I think Millie's kind of sitting, preparing mentally to charge into the fray again.
Okay. All right. Well, the time passes with increasing tension. The guards who are cleaning over there, they get pretty, you could tell they've done this several times. They're weapons are sharpened. They're loosened already in the scabbard. Everything's well oiled. They've done this before, but they quickly go back through it, almost like a ritual. On the one hand, it seems to sort of steady their hands and their eyes, but you can sort of feel their breathing, or hear their breathing sort of shorten as time passes. Finally, there's a soft clawing scratch at the door. The halfling swings the door back open, and Bubby stalks in and runs up to the chair leg that Helena is sitting in, climbs up and perches, and begins to sort of squeak and chitter and gesticulate with its little clawed hands. Goblins, many goblins. Many goblins, first floor, the food room. Next big room with, they move. Hallways above, hallways downstairs. Lots of goblins. 5 goblins. 5 everywhere. 5 upstairs, 5 downstairs, 5. Everywhere you look, 5.
In all the rooms. Bobby, you've done a wonderful and excellent job, and I'm so happy you've come back to us.
Big goblin. Hairy goblin. Smells. Didn't see it. Smelled it. Big, hairy goblin. Heard. Saw. A bit. Orange skin. Sharp voice. Just one. One orange-skinned goblin. One big, hairy goblin. And then 5 and 5 and 5 and 5 and 5.
That is too many.
Lokag and Helena make insight checks, since you're currently the only ones that can understand rat.
Does it know what 5 means? Can you have it demonstrate what 5 looks like?
That might be what we're inciting right now.
Lokag, yeah, you get the feeling that 5 is as high as the creature can count. Or that's the highest number that it knows. But you also don't think every time it said 5, that meant there was additionally 5. So you're
All the same ones.
Yeah, it might be. It could be that there were more than 5 in this area, more than 5 here. It could be that he just stopped counting at 5, and every chamber he went into, he said, 5. Oh, 5. So it's really hard to tell. Your only indication, give me just a moment, let me check over a couple of things. Yeah, your main indication is that they seem to be sort of grouped by areas. So you think there's less than 15. The orange goblin you think means a hobgoblin. And the hairy goblin you think means a bugbear. Said there was just one hobgoblin and one bugbear. No indication on which floor they were at. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's good. We need a bugbear. And I'm going to take his tufts of hair and become him.
Never skinned anything quite that big before.
The shield captain just, gives you a passive sort of look, just taking in what you're saying.
This is a being of intelligence. Conversible.
Are they talking to it?
No, not the rats. Well, yes, I think they're talking to the rats. I'm not sure we should skin a bugbear, is what I'm saying.
Does seem a bit dark. But we are in desperate times.
You want to know what the rat's saying, I bet? She starts describing the different goblins and that there's just too many to count. There's a lot of them, which means I think we should go back to some sort of trap that smashes them all or something. Just I don't know, crush him.
Sounds to
Like
look
20, 25 goblins.
Alchemist, maybe fire is the answer. A little alchemist fire. Throw some oil in there and light it up. Might be an interesting thing to watch. See how they run around. Take notes.
I do have some alchemist fire.
We go in there just to fight. We are definitely in for one heck of one.
That may not
That sounds good
necessarily.
to me.
I would agree. These manors are tight confines, but as I recall, there's a lofted area over the kitchens and dining hall. So that area is accessible. That room is accessible from both floors. But beyond that, most of these are narrow corridors and tight rooms. It's ugly fighting in close quarters like that, but it does afford lots of areas to post up defenses. Of course, furniture can be moved, areas, doors could be barricaded. And for those who are sneaky and stealthy, it affords lots of broken sight lines.
Like it.
But still, ugly work, says the guard captain. Yeah, Jar Jar is throwing out the ideas this session, Jar Jar. Thanks, man.
I like that. Seal them in and set it on fire. I mean, do we want them to come in and kill everyone, or can we just get rid of one building? Come on.
It will draw the attention of the goblins on the wall.
And then we'll throw them into the fire.
That seems less
Wow.
easy.
And that might still draw others.
I think
And,
you'll get your fire. I promise. We're gonna have some fire. Well, maybe not right away. We'll try to sneak in there. We'll try subtlety, and you know how it always works. We think we're so sneaky, and then boom, there's a mess. So, come on, let's be real, everybody. We know how this works.
And you said Lokag picked up on there are roughly 15-ish goblins, maybe less than, and a barbarian.
Yeah, you think there's less than 15.
Okay. He definitely expressed that to the party of like, there's less than 15 goblins in there. There's us and the guard here. I think that makes one for each of us if I don't take 2 or 3.
I mean, I have faith you'll take at least 5. Okay.
Who can blame me for wanting to see things go up in flames? That does sound good, though, now that you put it that way.
Better than however many 5s we got originally.
And we did say the basement of that building to the north, that might potentially have a tunnel that leads under the wall.
Yes.
Okay. So yes,
First
I think
shot.
that we should take this building and extricate the goblins and see if it has that tunnel to get us underneath the wall.
Yeah, better than burning it if it has a way beyond these other ones.
I mean, if you're gonna burn something, you want to start at the bottom, right?
If it doesn't have a tunnel, sure.
Let's try it. Let's try find this tunnel. And our little rat friend has got some info on the tunnel.
Well, would someone have some cheese for my little rat friend since I gave all mine away?
I have some cheese. I have 2 pieces, right? He'll toss a piece of cheese. Well done.
Right, she turns to Bubby and says, okay, this is for the last thing, but also for the next thing. We need you to check out and tell us where there's a tunnel that we can use. Do you know of any tunnels?
for a moment, its eyes are just fixed on the cheese. And it kind of shakes its head and looks at you.
Bubby, focus. And she breaks off a tiny piece and gives it to it.
You know, grabs the cheese with its little clawed hand and stuffs it into its mouth. It still has the other wad in its cheek as if it's saving it for later. I can find it. I can find it easy. If there's one, I'll find it.
So, before Bubby takes a return trip to this house, I think Lokag is going to use, seeing the information that he brought back last time, he's going to use the other feature that comes with Totem Warrior, and he's going to perform a small ritual and do Beast Sense and touch the rat on
Awesome.
the head, and he's going to just take a seated position in one of the rooms, and he's going to just watch through the rat's eyes as it goes and checks out this other house.
Nice.
Into the basement.
Nice. All right, let's see here.
Helena, I have a feeling this is going to be a campaign-long collaboration between you and I for the rats.
I love it.
That's awesome. That's super great. I dig it. Okay. So I guess I misunderstood. I thought you were sending the rat into the basement of this house. Just clarify, where are you sending the rat?
I think the one we're in, right? To see if it connects to the one that it checked out.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it scampers down. The halfling gets up and follows it out and opens doors for it. Lokag, you see it, sort of scampering down a set of stone stairs. You see, there's sort of massive pillars holding up the undercroft of the house, and barrels and sacks and old, probably furniture draped in cloth. You're kind of dodging between these sort of massive dust-covered structures from the rat's perspective. And you slip toward a wall that definitely looks like smaller kind of clay brick, while the rest of it is solid stone. And it's a 10 by 10 section. The rat moves over to it, sniffing, and you can see gaps in the masonry, as if grout or as if the mortar has sort of fallen out or been rotted away, or if it wasn't very good to begin with. And the rat sniffs at it, and it seems to sit for a few long minutes, kind of sniffing and listening. It crawls around. It kind of tries to scamper up the wall in places. There doesn't seem to be any place where it can get through, but it can smell another chamber beyond it. Just one more moment while I check another thing. Okay. That is the information that you get. You from your perspective, you see as Bubby kind of sniffs around, tries to crawl as much as he can all around, trying to see if it can get away through. There's nothing big enough for the rat to move through. But it does tell you that this wall is pretty weak, and there's an opening on the other side of it for sure. And,
Can our dwarven friend help us do a little stone cutting and figure out if there's a way to where the best place to break the wall is?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Sure.
maybe we can do it on our own, but we got a dwarf. Come on, it's their thing, right? Forget his name, the dwarven person we met, but he'll. Hey,
Avnar.
yeah, poke a hole in the wall right here.
Okay, so yeah, the rat comes back up. You all kind of share the information, and you mention this to Avnar. He says, "Well, I'll take a look at it. See what we find. Seems a good idea." Okay. Okay, so you all gather yourselves together. Some of the guards come down. Some of them stay up top, and the shield captain has them move to different windows and just keep an eye out while you all move into the basement. As you all come down to it, you move some crates and stuff aside. The dwarf assesses the wall, and Lokag, you can also make an investigation check as well. As Avnar looks it over, he says, well, it looks... I might as well have used dry dung. It's not holding anything up. I don't see any problem. Might be a bit loud, but Lokag could throw me through. Soft as the stone is.
Well, I'm ready to ring this doorbell whenever you are.
Let's try to do it quiet, right? Can we just like stick a sword, like a short sword, into the wall and just cut it like it's a drywall cutter and just sort of work your way around?
It's not that soft.
But is there a way to kind of chisel it through? I got some tinker tools. Is there a way
Yes.
to kind of carve it out with some tinker tools and, do a little bit of a Mission Impossible thing?
Yeah, it's not what they're meant for, so the DC is going to be higher.
Right.
So yeah, you could try that. Look at you could try to smash it down. What does the party think?
All right. I'll just roll a d20 and see what happens.
So
How
Guidance.
about I'll be nice. I'll be ready for Lokag will be ready with his maul and listening. If we start to hear the goblins on the other side hear us chiseling through the wall, he's just gonna take one big smash at the brick and just kick the thing off.
okay.
So that way they have less time to prepare.
And I got a 20.
If he,
20
if,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I
Well, yeah, that way
Okay, go ahead and finish, Lokag.
if they have less time to prepare if they hear us coming through.
Gotcha.
And then sorry.
That's the idea. Yeah.
Okay.
I got a 24 with I assume he has a +5 with tinker tools.
Awesome.
So hopefully good enough to.
Yeah. So you lay out your tools and you begin to sort of carve out bits of the mortar and carefully remove stones. It's not fast, but it is decently quiet. Lokag's prepared his maul over his shoulder, ready to swing down, and I'm imagining that Helena, Millie, and X are getting prepared somehow. What's X doing?
Guidance, just helping anybody who's doing the job.
Okay. How about Millie?
Millie is going to cast a spell herself. Shield of Faith. Burst through this wall.
All right. Nice. Okay. And who you're throwing that on again? Is that you or?
Myself, as it seems necessary.
Not a bad idea.
Not die.
Yeah. Okay. How about Helena? What's Helena doing during this?
Definitely preparing an action to shoot a goblin if one should be on the other side.
Okay. So after about 10 minutes, there's a big enough hole for Lokag to sort of squat down and get through. It's not fast, but you can still be quiet if you like. And what you see, you all can make perception checks, investigation, or insight. And they're each going to yield some potentially different information. As you start to pull bricks out, you see, at the solid stone walls of the rest of the cellar kind of continue. It seems that all of this place was originally all carved together out of bedrock. Nice. All right, we got a 19 perception for Lokag, 22 insight for Millie, 8 perception for Helena, 12 perception for X, and an 8 perception for Clifford. That is all right. Some folks are busy. Clifford is busy. Helena's, focused just on what's going to pop out in front of her that she can shoot.
X can't see past Lokag.
True enough. But you can hear pretty well. And you hear, as if through a wooden door, you hear folks talking. It's a language you recognize but don't speak. It sounds like Goblin. You hear a gruff, throaty voice almost biting off the words. But then you hear almost like a voice that, not that you recognize the voice, but you recognize the speech style. It sounds familiar to you, but you can't hear what's being said, and it is in Goblin. Look-
Speak with animals doesn't work on that, huh?
Does
Yeah,
not.
Would Clifford be able to hear yet?
No, you're focusing on your work, and with that perception check, the distance they are away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everyone's got their sort of role in the situation.
Wait, I told you I'm not done with this, guys. Wait, you're going too fast. He's obsessing to make sure it's a nice, perfect circle.
Oh, yeah,
You
absolutely.
said that
Go ahead.
it is big enough for Locag to fit through the wall. There's a little
Yeah.
hole or something.
Yeah, he's taken enough brick out for you to sort of squat down and.
It's actually shaped like your shoulders, like the outside. Like I had to cut like little kind of Popeye arms.
And that's why it's taken so long, right? It's an
Yeah.
extra 10 minutes here. It's an art form, you know? You don't rush an artist.
Hearing the voices, Locag wants to attempt to like a feet first baseball slide in through the hole to check out the room very quickly.
Okay. So as you look through, there is a 20-foot corridor. So as you chisel through the wall, and you see the corridor beyond, it's actually the opening in the wall is 10 feet wide, but the corridor on the other side is only 5 feet wide, 20 feet long. You can see the back of what seems to be cross beam construction. It's moldered and rotted and splintered, but it seems to be a wooden wall, a section of wooden wall on the far side. You can hear this conversation through it in Locag. It sounds like 3 people. You hear a goblin voice, a thicker, what you think is a bugbear. You heard them shouting within the goblin stone, and you fought a couple of them in the square. So you think there's a bugbear, a goblin that has a kind of whiny but somewhat commanding voice. And there's a third voice that doesn't sound like a goblin at all. It is speaking goblin. And so, yeah, with... goodness. Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, with Locag's being the highest perception and sort of picking out a little more of those details. And it seems like, further, it's not just on the other side of this wall, 20 feet away. It sounds like it's another maybe 30 feet beyond the wall. Like there's another big chamber on the end of this, on the other side of this wooden wall. The conversation seems pretty serious. There seems to be, it's hard to tell, but maybe an argument. What does Locag say? Does he say that? Does he? Yeah. What do you say there?
So real quick, does the whiny voice remind me of the magic user that was fighting with the hobgoblin on the second shelf of the goblin stone?
No. It reminds you. No, it sounds like a goblin, but just like a bossier sounding goblin. Like its voice has more sort of vinegar in it. It doesn't sound as halting as a lot of the goblins do when they're around bosses or whatever.
Okay, I think as Cliff continues, if Locag hears these voices, he's gonna want to make sure he's up front. So yeah, I mean, if he wants to attempt to get through this hole pretty quickly. If the hole is from the ground up, he definitely wants to attempt that baseball slide into the corridor. But if not, he wants to just kind of get in there, maybe a little dip and roll.
Okay. As some of these, as Clifford progresses and opens the gate, the pathway a little bit more, and you're able to get up and get in position, and maybe pass on a little bit of this information along. Millie, you have almost a sinking feeling in your stomach when this third voice is described, and you kind of strain your ear and listen at it, and it sounds like the voice of a human. And just as sort of the last, go ahead, yeah.
Just kind of move in to be closer to everyone except Locag. Apparently, he's already gone through the wall.
He's starting to slip through.
seems others have decided to work with them.
Cliff will follow Lokag down and try to get ahead of them and hear what they're saying. If we can go without being noticed.
So, get the strong feeling that you can probably move up to the wooden wall, but if you
Yeah.
once you're up there, if you're loud, you might be heard, and yeah. So you
I'll
think
try to get
yeah.
to the wall and listen for a bit, and maybe have a better chance of hearing what they're talking about.
Okay.
You want a stealth?
Yes.
All right. Here, roll dice.
Well, actually,
Lokag.
go ahead.
Lokag wants to be about 10 feet behind Clifford. If Clifford's going all the way up to the door, he
Yeah,
wants
I
to
got
be
a
about
9.
10 feet behind.
I got a 9 unless I have guidance from. I think someone was rocking some guidance earlier.
Yeah, I'm happy to guidance anybody who needs
Yeah?
it.
Oh, all right, I'll take it. Cool. 13 on the stealth.
I'm also happy to go ahead of Lokag and remind him that he's not great at sneaking and scouting.
Yeah, feel free. What is how does X field that?
Yeah.
Quiet, guys. I'm trying to listen.
Lokag, remember last time when you were supposed to stay in one spot and you didn't? And ruined our ambush? Could we try something different this time?
Oh, yeah, that sounds great.
Stay here and wait for the signal, please.
All right. Just
Cliff gives you
loud
both like a-
booming.
Cliff gives you both a look, like puts his ear to the door, pulls out like a little cone, little horn, ear horn.
So you kind of come into the middle of a conversation. Proceeding according to plan. We will do nothing to interrupt. The shrill, more goblin voice. There's running out of food. Not enough in this manor. This area is stripped clean. Other contingents have taken food from nearby properties. The goblins in here with us must eat, or they will be weak and die too easily. Then pick one and eat them. We are too small in numbers. But you you should bring us food. And the human voice. I can't bring you anything. I'll be seen coming and going. I have enough errands as it is. Besides, you don't give me orders. I do, says the bugbear. That is true. What are your orders? Return. Make your way to the southern. There's beyond, to the south, the gate, the square, the one with the statue of the dragon. There are defenders there. Find what they are doing. Tell us. Slow them down. Kill them in the night if you have to. It's not the time for me to kill anyone. But as for the rest, let's not be hasty. As for the rest, I'll do it. There are some stores of food, but your goblins will have to be quite sneaky, and they should wait until nighttime. The conversation proceeds with the human sort of describing a warehouse that holds grains and stuff that's between the docks and the inner city. It's where kind of, foodstuffs and stuff for the nobles and temples and the palace and stuff were stored before they were brought in, before they were like fully checked by the palace guards and such. So, the rest of the conversation seems to be the human giving the goblins directions to where they can get some food.
I'll pull aside for a few seconds, join the others, and let them know what I'm hearing.
Okay.
I don't know if I recognize the voice of the guy. But it's definitely confirmed with Millie that it's a human. Somebody from the town, from the city, it sounds like, and we either take him now, so we catch him red-handed, or we wait till he leaves and we take out these goblins, or we set a trap for them at the granary. What do y'all think?
Ponpa, I think you're muted. I didn't hear you.
Trap. I know I'm
Yeah.
not muted. It just doesn't like to pick up my first word sometimes.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Make a trap?
Yes, but what kind of trap? Sorry, but I'm all about the traps.
Opening them at the granary sounds good, but it also means not going into the stone soon. If they're going to track them further into the city, we may also find other troubles.
Clear the house
on, we can
now
take 'em.
before anyone leaves.
I mean, we take out that human and we'll know who it is.
I would agree.
Identify them and see them.
Say we take the bastard.
Lokag's bouncing with anticipation. Now. Come on, now. Let me do
I'm
it.
doing-
Let me bust through the door. Come on.
X
Out-
gives
out of character,
Lokag
I'm
the
down.
signal. Now, go.
All right.
I give Lokag the
And
go.
I'll open the door for him, if there is one. I'll just introduce him.
There is
Top
not.
of the night.
There is a roughly made wooden wall.
So he just has to Kool-Aid through that thing?
Dude.
Go for it.
All right.
Take the Kool-Aid
Yeah,
through.
Lokag's gonna go in, hammer first with
Guidance.
a big smash, and try and step into the door, or step through the wall, with a big smash.
All right.
And
You
I am going to, if I can do all of this, DM. I know this is before combat, so
No, it's
I
fine.
want
Nothing's
to.
happened yet.
I want to rage, and I want to savagely attack the wall with my maul.
All right. Let's do it. You're gonna hit, so go ahead and just roll just so you can roll damage. And
All right.
Yeah.
Fit crit. Krish fit.
Okay.
Crit fish.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
Yep. All right. That's fine. 14, and then damage. We're gonna let that damage stand. Savage attacker. I can pick either one and use either roll. Okay, I'm gonna roll savage attacker just to see if I get a little bit better. There we go.
Better? Yeah.
So
all right.
16 damage to the wall.
Beautiful.
There are 3 major pieces of timber that are forming the bracing of a wooden panel on the other side. You crash the head of your hammer through all 3 of them and tear into the wood. There's a 3-foot gash made by the head of your hammer, and you can now see into an area. Let me bring us over to a new map, and also bring us on to a new map for the stream. Give me just a moment.
And as this wall parts and Lokag becomes visible behind the wall, he is just simply he's gonna say as the wall breaks down and his hammer smashes through, "Here's Lokag."
All work and no play makes Lokag a dull boy. So I've brought you out here on the map. Now behind, you all can bring ourselves on one at a time. We're bringing ourselves back into the top of the order. Now, you all won't be able to see the initiative counter, but I will. Unfortunately, unless we re-roll, which I don't really want to mess with that at the moment. So we'll leave it as is. And Lokag, as you tear into the space, you see movement. Let's see here. Just open it up a little more of what you can see. As soon as you charge into the space, you hear, and you kind of see up to the top right, scrambling, was kind of sitting in a sitting position, is one of the Shatterbone goblins, sitting up on top of a crate. But it's springs to its feet, preparing itself. It gives a shout. Next to it, you can't. Yeah. Actually, from where you're at, you can't see. It, quickly gives a shout. And you can take your movement.
Can you focus the map on the area that we see?
I'm sorry?
Can you focus the map on the area we see?
Yes, give me just a moment.
Yep, I'll wait for that. And so you said I can take my movement?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because I've bonus actioned, and Lokag's going to step in, bop, dude, and he's gonna push his way all the way in through this room, and as he rounds the corner around these barrels, he's gonna go, "Hello, everybody."
Give me just a moment. I'll reveal on the map in just a sec. Doing some adjustments in the background. There's a door on the northern wall between you all. It is thin, flimsy wooden door. And you hear just the last word hanging in the air as conversation vanished the second you crashed through the wall. Given that was, let's see here, that was the surprising action, that attacking the door. So you still have your actions left. So you're still in the top of the order. It did not roll higher than you.
Oh, okay. Let's see, if I still have my actions left, as he rounds the corner, he's gonna whip out one of his hand axes towards the Shatterbone.
All right, let's see that
I rolled
attack.
with advantage, but 20.
A 20 is gonna hit.
All right. So he will do 6 damage.
Right.
Oh wait, I'm gonna re-roll that. Well, is this part of the same turn? Can I still use my Savage Attacker?
This is now the official combat turn, so you would still have it if you can use it every round. Yep.
Nice.
Okay, awesome. All right, so he does 8 damage.
Okay, nice. The hatchet buries itself into its thigh, just where its sort of mail coat ends. It gives a howl of pain and dashes towards you. At least that's what it's going to do next. You still have a bonus action, I believe.
Does he still have movement? This is the official turn.
I'm sorry.
That was, I think my movement was part, that movement into the room was part of the turn, right?
Yeah, as soon as you crash through the wall, that starts the initiative. So you have your movement and your action. You would rage and everything before the turn started.
So you got a bonus.
So you got your bonus.
I guess I'm gonna I don't really have a bonus action to use, so I'm gonna...
Offhand hand axe. But not sure.
I guess I could throw an offhand hand axe.
Yeah.
You have a free action to draw one.
Yeah, as long as that makes
I'd allow you
sense
to draw that
DM,
and throw. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Okay.
My old rules are new.
And then I just don't use the strength modifier for the damage on the offhand,
Right.
right?
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Although the rage, I
All
think you get.
That's a 22 to hit.
Ooh, a 22 is definitely gonna hit.
Nice.
All right. And
you
then
can't-
let's see. So minus the strength damage, or the strength modifier to the damage, it's going to be 4 total damage with the rage bonus.
All right, nice. Another hand axe buries itself almost right next to the other one. You see a wince of pain as the bit nicks bone.
Just so you know, reckless attack can be used with thrown weapons in the new rules.
True enough. Yeah, it can. Which I love that. That's a new rule I love. It makes so much sense. As long as you're within the attack range and it's strength-based weapon, why not? So let's see another roll in case it's a crit. And thanks for
do
catching
it,
that,
yeah.
Max. Thanks for catching that, Max.
Yeah, thank you. Not a crit.
Okay, not a crit, but still a hit. Yeah, Goblin howls in pain and starts to dash towards you. But first, you hear footsteps from behind you, off to the west. Another Shatterbone Goblin appears and fires a crossbow. You heard it coming, so it's just going to be a single roll. Therefore, a 7 to hit, and that's going to miss Lokag.
And it just ducks.
Nice. The other goblin gives a screech and charges, and it's shouting what Cliff is, you know. Meat! Meat! Meat here! Kill the meat! Take the meat! Shouts the Shatterbone. But it, of course, swings that heavy spiked mace that the Shatterbone carry. And this, again, a single roll for a 15 to hit.
That is a miss with Lokag's new breastplate.
Nice. All right. That is the 2 Shatterbone. Next in the order is Clifford Bolt.
Right. Well, I'll move into the room so I can see if I see anything. You said there was a shooter from the west.
Yeah, you come in just in time to see a glistening shard of silver arc through the air, a crossbow bolt. You hear it shatter against the far wall. You hear the sort of snapping of the crossbow mechanism. You know exactly what it is.
All right. Can I see him from here? Or do I gotta keep?
Yeah, you have to move up because this is a pillar. Yeah, so you can move up to there and hit him. Or you
the
could
guy
move
to the
south.
west as well.
Oh yeah. If you move up to there, you can see the guy to the west. Yeah.
All right, then I'll do that, and I'll fire my pistol at him. I don't see him on the map. I think you have to reveal him, but I'll.
Oh yeah. So sorry. Let me reveal that. Yeah.
It's all right. I'll just roll my pistol. Pew pew.
Awesome.
Ooh, not great.
Ooh, a natural 1.
I'm gonna use my lucky ability. I don't use it enough, so I use my
It's a
lucky
good one.
reroll again. Yes, so I will roll that little. Oh, it starts to jam. I'm like, no, not again. God damn it! This is supposed to be a piece of work. Maybe I got it wet.
Oh no!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
2 nat 1s in
Can
a
I do
row.
Am I allowed to do another lucky? Can I burn my second lucky?
Let's see. I believe.
I would say you can't.
The new lucky just gives you advantage, or it takes away disadvantage. If enemies disadvantage or give you advantage.
You spend one. Well, are we playing 2024 now? Did I miss that?
Yeah,
memo?
that's what we've been working on.
All right. So
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
me, then I'm not going to be. Yeah, you have to remind me there because I won't necessarily know.
No
So
worries.
that
no
would have
worries.
been advantage, and I've gotten 6. So then I'm going to use my inspiration then to re-roll with advantage, I guess. Right? So
Okay, since you
lucky-
didn't know that beforehand, yeah, we can
Yeah.
roll it that way. So,
Well,
yeah.
and I'll burn my heroic too. So because I don't want my pistol to explode.
Gotcha.
So, all right, so we'll do this one with advantage then, with using the. Oh! Well, all right.
Awesome.
He pulls the trigger twice, and he goes, "Shh, damn it, and he like shakes it a little bit, and it blows up in his hand and fires and hits the guy.
It's like holding it sideways. Ah!
He's like, he looks his eye through it, it's like, it's not working, god damn it.
That's a hit.
All right, I'll roll. Yeah, I'll roll the damage. So it's a crit, I guess. So I roll another d10.
Yeah, you should just be able to mouse over pistol in chat, click the damage that way, and it should
Yeah, I thought I
factor
did
it all
that.
in.
And then I'll do it again. But you got to subtract the 3. So
Right.
6 and 14
14.
total.
And that's the one to the west or the east?
So at the west, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
And that's what I got. I do have a bonus action. I'll do the with bonus action. I'll do my favorite foe. So I'll do
Alright.
4 damage to the guy.
Clifford and Lokag
No.
make Constitution saving throws. As the gun is incredibly loud in here. And the goblin has to make one as well.
And I had 7 more with the. I assume the 100 mark is also double, but if not, it's only 4.
Yes, that is correct. It's going to go ahead and roll that for the hunter's mark.
So yeah, I got 7
Ooh.
if it's doubled.
In which case you can feel free to describe or pass as you dispatch one of the goblins.
Oh, yeah, he'll just drop to the ground. He'll just get, and he'll just he'll go back like 2 feet, like he's on a, there's a couple of extra, prop people in the back that are pulling a rope to make it so he goes flying back like in the kung fu movies. And that's what, and then he turns to Lokag. I got that one. And that's it. And then I'll make a con check, yeah?
Yes. And one for Lokag as well.
Yeah, 16.
Okay, yeah, you are fine. Your ears are ringing slightly.
Constitution save.
Constitution save, yeah. Your ears are ringing slightly, but your hearing's not really dampened at all. And
11.
for Lokag, you've got a slight penalty to perception checks when it comes to hearing.
Okay.
And what about Shatterbone? Does Shatterbone grab his ears?
The Shatterbone kind of shakes his head, but he made his
Shattered
check
earbone?
as well.
Right.
Just
So
barely.
Lokak doesn't hear at all what I say. I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, movement action, bonus action for Clifford. And for X and Millie and Helena, yeah, you all can hear, yeah, there's an explosive sound, painfully echoing, ricocheting off the walls, just piercing, hammering into your ears. Fortunately, you weren't right next to it. So,
Well, there goes me. More surprise.
I will use my object interaction to holster the pistol.
okay. Next in the order is X.
X is going to move up 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I will cast Bless on myself, Clifford, and Lokag.
Nice.
And if I go here, can I hide behind these barrels? I realize I probably won't hide from this guy, but anybody else in this room.
Yes.
Okay, bonus action, rogue, cunning action, hide.
All right, go ahead. Awesome. Okay. So you're hiding. Which position are you trying to hide from?
I'm just trying to be behind the barrels to hide from anybody coming from over here.
Copy that. And you are. All right. Anything else for X?
Move, action, bless, bonus action, hide.
Oh,
Done.
awesome. All right. Let's see here. You all hear low shouts from within the chamber, or low words, commands being spoken. Give me just a moment. Okay, as the door opens, you hear the sort of thick, throaty voice of the bugbear shouting a harsh word in some other language. It's laced with power, and darkness spreads out over the chamber. What in the heck? Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble. Something's not working. Give me just another 6 seconds.
Darkness, my old friend. Come to talk with you again. As the bugbear is casting.
All of you, sort of standing in that northern chamber, everything vanishes from your sight.
Florida. I assume it's magical darkness, yeah?
Yes. For a brief moment, though, you see a large goblinoid, massive sort of rounded figures. It has a spiked staff in its hands. Looks like it's a morning star, but it's a quarter staff sized. Attached, you see what seem to be heavy. It seems like heavy cords, cables, ropes, strings, chains, sort of attached to the cloak, all rattling and tangled around each other. It has dark red and black paint smeared across its eyes. Its lower half of its face is a ruined mass of scars. You see that for a brief moment before everything plunges into darkness. Clifford, you hear the bugbear shout, "Go now!" And something slips past you all in the darkness.
Now, I do have blind sense, if that helps.
You do, so you can make an attack of opportunity if something slips past you.
Will. Can I try to trip it?
You can.
What?
Alright, I'll try to trip him. Try to throw him down. Athletics check, I guess, or...
Yeah, athletics check would be great.
Alright, I'll do athletics. Aha! Aha! Crit!
Nice.
Awesome. All right, that is, unless it's, okay, yeah. So you
Knock him prone.
reach out and, yeah, you trip. You hear something splatter, like knocked to the floor, a heavy splat, as if it's bare-bellied, perhaps.
Mm.
Let's see here. So, boom. The creature, you hear also the ringing of metal as a weapon clatters to the ground.
Aha.
You hear it scrape as the figure picks it back up. Let's see here. Oh no, wait. Let's see here. Hold on just a moment. All right. You hear a scrape as it picks its weapon back up. You hear its, sort of pull itself to its feet and move a little bit further away, but not very far. You think it went around the corner to the west. And next in the order is Helena. You see a curved wall of darkness appear, blotting out X and Clifford from your view. What does Helena do?
I could hear them, I assume.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I definitely am not going to leave my little ratlings in there by their lonesome. So Helena goes charging in, and with her arrow already prepared, she's going to shoot the first goblin she sees, which looks like it's going to be ye old Shatterbone.
Well, you can't see. So this circle, I don't know if you should be able to.
We don't see it.
Oh, it's not showing. Let me fix that. I'm so sorry. Goodness gracious. How could I have done such a terrible thing? All of the juggling happening behind the scenes, you'll have no idea. Okay, let me try this a little bit better. So that circle there is a wall of darkness. You can see around the line of it. You can see maybe part of X's clothes coming out of this sort of wall of solid lightlessness. You can hear all the sounds coming from within it, and you manage to spot, rounding this corner, passing a goblin dressed in tattered robes, but doesn't look like caster. There seem to be badges and medals clinking together. It had a crossbow strapped across its back, and a scimitar in its hand, another scimitar in its belt. It tripped, sort of spilling out of the darkness, scrambled itself back to its feet, grabbed its scimitar, and dashed around the corner to the left. And you can just see it through that narrow slit where there's no darkness over the barrels right here.
Okay, so would I have enough time to react to that and shoot him?
No, it's out of sight by the time you're sort of in view already. Just my narrative way of describing the mechanics in D&D. You see it, but you're too late to do anything.
I don't really want to just, like, jump into a darkness zone. That seems silly.
You can hide there.
True enough.
How high are those barrels? Like,
So they're stacked about they're stacked about 5 feet high. To the left and right, like here and here, they're stacked
what
about
about
7
to
feet high.
the north of me?
Let me reveal that for you. The same, they're stacked about 5 feet high there.
So I could shoot over that, but I don't know that
Yes.
Shatterbone is there.
You can hear where it's at, but
He's in the dark. He's in the darkness.
yeah, and now you are as well. So any attacks you make are going to be at disadvantage.
I think Helena's a little savage, so I'm gonna take that chance
Okay.
and go ahead and shoot anyway.
All right. That is going to be a roll with disadvantage on that attack roll. All right.
Pretty
Let's
good.
see. A 16, pretty good. Let me double check here. All right. Let's see here. And the 16 is going to hit.
Excellent.
That is the Shatterbone AC.
And I'd like to add Septic to that.
Okay.
I forgot to click the thing, so is that just is that a D4?
Okay. Looks like I see Zephyr Strike, so I'm assuming you didn't use Zephyr Strike this round and you're
no, I
using
did
Septic
not.
Strikes.
My
Okay,
bad.
cool. So that's 6 plus your D4, yeah.
Okay. There you go.
All right. You hear an alarmed sound of pain, concern, thick in its voice. The goblin shouts. Clifford, the word is, help!
Help?
Yeah, the goblin's shouting for help.
Yeah.
So Helena, movement, action, bonus action. Does Helena say anything?
Vile creature. Does not care.
Next in the order is Millie. If you can't grab your token, I can move it for you.
I got it.
Cool.
All right. Move forward into the darkness, but able to sense where X is. Keep moving around where X is. You know what? Just dash. Seeing Cliff and we by him. I'm going to move up to here.
Okay. You hear, just around the corner, a goblin running. It's maybe right about here, if you can see that ping. The edge of it there. You also hear footsteps to the north. Your ears aren't ringing from the gunshot, and you're close enough. Something beyond the darkness. Footsteps, another set of footsteps running away.
To the north and the west.
Mm-hmm.
By north, do you mean here
Yes.
or over
Yes.
in this room?
Sorry, from here, you hear footsteps to the north, moving off further to the north. All right, let me reveal a little bit more
Emergence.
over here. Sorry, go ahead.
They'll go into the room.
Big reveal.
It is a strange room. There's a what seems to be sort of spiraling down the walls are arrow slits. You can see barely between them what are stairs here. To the north, there are what seems to be prison cells. It seems pretty old. The doors are open. The beds are made up well. Looks like they've been replaced. You don't think this is you don't think this is actually a prison cell anymore. It's likely was used for servants' quarters or something like that. But you can see into at least one of them, mostly. So I'll go ahead and reveal one of them.
People there.
Nobody in there, but there is right there around the corner a goblin. I'm working on revealing it, juggling some layers here.
Is that the one that tripped?
Yes.
I shall make at it with the sword. As was my. I dashed, though. I shall look at it.
Hey,
Point at it.
faced him.
The look that it gives you is something between like an oily, sort of sniveling look and an arrogant, imperious, and irritated look the little goblin gives you.
Tell it. Bad goblin.
It does not understand your language, but it understands your tone. It says in broken goblin, "Dead human."
Just hoping my skin bronzing does the same thing it did for the other ones, I guess.
Dashing, and you are close with it. If it tries to run away, you're going to get a swing at it. So they've got some chaos going on. So let's check in before the round. Actually, would this be a good spot to take a short break? Tense moment.
I think so.
I think so too. Anybody staunchly against it? All right.
I'm outraged. Outraged.
Well, awesome. I love to make you angry. You're my favorite one to piss off, I swear.
Damn it! You're gonna make me casually relax for 5 minutes, you bastard.
I know. I
Slave driver.
don't stop. I just don't
Just
stop.
to let you down.
Yeah. I planned this. I've been making meticulous notes, and I'm happy to note that this did successfully piss off Nick.
Yes.
Welcome back, Nick.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the table.
Personally, not my but me personally.
Yeah. I hope everyone else isn't mad. I hope you're.
I hope you know this is personal.
Thank you. God, thank you so much. That's you didn't have to. That's really sweet. You didn't have to say that.
Very thoughtful.
Well, if anyone needs to jump up and take a break, I'm going to sit here for a moment.
Yeah.
In about a minute, I'm going to go ahead and run some ads. But until then, I am going to chill here for a moment. And check in with chat, see what everybody's saying. So how are we doing today? See Jar Jar and I'm checking in on Frostlight. I haven't had a chance to respond since I first responded back to you, so I'm going back up through what I can of the chat. Awesome. So what do you all think of our heroes' chances at the moment? Obviously, they've quickly kind of cutting into a few, but they don't know how many there are, and they don't know, how alerted they are, any of that. So what do you all think their chances are? Do you think this place is just full? Do you think they're cooked? Do you think next round they're going to be dogpiled? Do you have some suggestions for their tactics? Do you think they should hurry it up or slow it down? Be stealthier? Or is there an ability or item that they're forgetting about that they have that they could make use of? But while you all think of that, I just want to say it is good to be alive. I know a lot of us are going through it and things can be pretty tough, but being able to come together and have a good time and be with your friends, that's what life's all about, right? So I'm glad everybody can be here today. All right, so checking in. Awesome, looks like a few of us popped out. DL, before we chat anymore, I'm gonna go ahead and run an ad. Here we go, it should play here in just a few minutes or several moments, several seconds. Still getting used to the ad, the manual ad, so. Yeah, Triadi. Ah, man, those storms have been crazy. We have a couple of us have a friend in just outside, lives in the mountains outside of Knoxville, and they're in pretty I mean, they're personally in a good spot. They were flooded in with supplies, but yeah, their area is just pretty rough. To save Jar Jar? Are you sure that's what you meant? Was that the word you meant for X to save? I think he's got scales to balance. Well, assuming those ads played at some point. Seems like they are.
Prisoners to save, not goblins to save. Goblins can go away.
Goodness. You're right. I misread. Maybe I was just projecting. You know, Dungeon Master always likes a good dramatic mistake.
But I mean, if the prisoners are goblins too, who knows? Maybe that'll go badly for X.
Yeah, I mean, it's a heck of a choice to make. Just good probably for everybody that there's no goblin townsfolk. Goblin have not been seen in this land in over 1,000 years. Let's see here. Just a little bit of what we can see on the screen.
I like how Lokag comes in and yells out, announcing our arrival. Cliff comes in and he's like, that wasn't loud enough.
I mean, making the most of the fact that no plan survives contact with the enemy, right? Just make sure it.
That's right. Yeah, we're not exactly the team just doesn't role play stealth very well. I'm not saying our party couldn't stealth if we wanted to.
Right.
But we kind of lead into the more obnoxious, like Kool-Aid Man, as was referenced earlier.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I love it, personally. But I'm here for the drama.
It's what works for us. Let's just go with it, right? Like,
oh yeah,
don't fight it.
Well, there's definitely, too much caution will get you sunk in D&D, just as in real life, There's a sweet spot of planning enough and then make it happen, And
analysis paralysis, right?
For sure. I mean, I think, but overall approach, are we going to come through the front door? Are we going to sneak up on the roof? What are we going to do? That matters a lot, Each place that I have, I try to have it sort of realistically laid out. Everyone's not like in a video game where they're in the perfect spot to, take advantage when the enemies come through. And you don't necessarily know where everyone's at. So yeah, it might be a toss of the dice, but the choice still matters. Obviously, y'all are gaining more skill and stuff like that too. And I expect this to get more streamlined as the campaign goes along, just as you all get more used to your abilities. And at some point, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, in real life, I actually use a little graphic for training, for leadership training sometimes. And what I talk about is if you figure out that there's a problem or you hear of a problem for the first time, if you don't want to make a decision on the spot, you want to go gather a few facts, right?
Yeah.
So as some time passes, the initial information that you gather helps you make a better and better decision. So if you wait, a few minutes until you gather some facts and ask some questions, your decision will get better and better and better. If too much time goes on, the usefulness of that decision then starts to decrease, because the longer it takes you to make a decision, the less useful it is for yourself or the people who have to carry out the work of that decision, right?
Yeah.
So there's this sweet spot, and you have to kind of have a feel for it, where you gather enough information, and then you've got to make a decision while it's still useful. And I think that's a lot of people have like a natural feeling for when that is, but some people either make decisions way too fast or wait way too long, and either one of those things makes it a much worse decision. The decision would have been better if you would have made it yesterday,
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And on that note, I'm going to take a short, I'll be back in 3 minutes.
On that, I am certainly a decision too fast kind of person. I'm a first acceptable option type of person. It's something I work on. Yeah, it's something I work on. But I definitely I'm like, oh, satisfactory. I'll take that option. Good. No need to hear the rest.
Did you ever read Blink by Malcolm Gladwell? He did The Tipping Point. And Blink is all about like the decisions we make like in the blink of an eye. Like if you're a cop, cops make these decisions in like 2 seconds, and they're guessing the whole time, and they're wrong a lot. And we all do that. And it talks about just how amazing it is. Like, how did you know in like 1 second this person was a fraud? Like some people just have a sense of people. You know, they make a good inside check, and other people
think
don't get it at all. They fuck up.
Yeah, and I've read that book, and I think there's some truth to the idea that all people, make decisions like that within their area of expertise.
Absolutely,
You know?
yeah. And even if they're experts, they still fuck up because sometimes you have to be like you have to be quick. That's why we like watching sports, because it's all like tense, and we don't just sit and watch them like run across the field by themselves with no one trying to tackle them. You know. No contact football. Isn't there flag football is going to be part of the Olympics in LA?
Whoa. That'd be fun. I
Yeah,
play
all
flag
genders.
football.
Yeah, it's fun. I love flag football. Or touch.
Mhm.
Play touch all the time. Slosh ball. You ever play slosh ball where you have the keg on second base?
No. What is that?
It's just like kickball, but you have a keg on second base and you have to drink when you get there.
Fair enough.
So even if you get a home run, you have to stop and drink before you can finish running.
We used to play Cario Mart when I was in college, which is where you have to finish a whole beer before you can finish the Mario Kart race that you're playing, but you can't drink and drive at the same time. So you have to stop and pull over to the side of the road to drink,
No,
and
really?
then you keep going. Yeah,
That's a fun game. I'd
Can you-
play that.
yeah.
Can you drink like, let's say you're spitting out, or you got blue shelled and you're kind of frozen? That you can grab a drink.
Oh yeah, those are the prime times to drink. It's like when you fall off the map, you just let go of your controller, you start chugging away, just like until you get back on.
Cardio
But-
Mart. I love it.
My strategy, because I was always in college, I drank super fast, and I would just pull up off to the side at the beginning of the race, down the whole beer, and then just race like normal. Now that's great on the first time, but after you get to like the third race, it's not a good strategy anymore, because you start going like, oh, I don't want it. No more,
It's a
please.
good advertisement for young drivers. See, look, play Mario Kart and drink a lot. See how good your game gets. There, don't drink and drive, kids. You could do it on a TikTok. Public service. Locag says, "Don't drink and drive."
I think I could probably do some like PSAs for Locag, just
Yeah,
like,
sure. Like the Super Friends. I love the
if
little...
you see Goblin not friend. They want you to meet their masters. His pyramid scheme. They try and get you in timeshare.
That's what it is. It's a massive real estate scheme.
We
Yeah.
knew it. Figured it out, guys.
Actually, y'all are gonna laugh once you figure out what the true plot of it is. Just remember you said that.
They're trying to sell the stone. Highest bidder.
No takers wherever they came from, so they figured they'd.
For the low payment of $5.99 a month, you could spend 1 week a year in the stone.
Perfect.
Huh.
Oh man, maybe you need
The
to.
spell that they're kidnapping people and
counteract.
trying to cast is called Curb Appeal.
God.
Oh,
Well, and you
bravo.
can take care of and house these innocent people in these places. So you're putting them in prison, but you can just say you're housing them. So it's like for charity, helping the little goblins, you know?
Come visit the stone, located in the middle of your city.
Coming soon to your city.
God.
Awesome.
Goblin stone! Like little jingles.
Well, now that you all have your next business endeavors already lined up, we still have to get there.
And we got to conquer the stones.
Don't
Yeah.
mind the stench.
Yeah, if you don't mind the stench and, maybe some prestidigitation can help air it out a little bit. All right, is everybody feeling settled and ready to jump back into it? Is there any messages I missed from chat that I need to respond to? Double check in. Man, I'm so happy y'all are all here. Players, people in chat. Mythlanders together again. Heck yeah. All right, so here we are, still in the middle of it, as it were. The top of the order is going to be Lokag. But there's a little bit of chaos. Warning shouts are being shouted off. Millie sees stairs going up to the top. One foe has fled to the north of the Shatterbone. There's two figures in the darkness with Lokag. A heavy, hulking, stench wafting figure. Likely the bugbear. The one with all the cables and chains attached to its robe. And also the Shatterbone in tattered chainmail shirt and iron banded shield. So, do you all want to, sort of apprise each other of what we're going to do? Lokag, what are you thinking about doing this round?
Lokag is going to take a step off to his left and try and find that wall. And he's going to try and take a swing at whatever just came out of the door. See if he can hit it.
Okay. Awesome. So what about Cliff?
Hit him up. I'm gonna stay in the dark. I'll probably take out Shatterbone or the other body if I see him. Cliff's got that 10-foot radius, sense, so he's got an advantage
Yeah.
while he's in. So he's gonna stay in the dark as much as he can.
Yeah. Hopefully the goblin hosts don't learn that trick anytime soon. As long as nobody survives combat with you, the secret should be safe. What about X? What's X gonna do?
Look for something to shoot.
All right, that'll be tough in the darkness, but I'm sure you can figure it out. What about Helena?
Similar, but I think she's got a pretty good idea from the last set of screams she heard where to shoot next.
Enough said. How about Millie?
Attacking the goblin, if it's still here, or pursuing it, or other things if it's not. Hopefully not getting shot by arrow through arrow split.
Hopefully not. All right, well, the top of the order then is going to be Lokag.
All right. Lokag is going to take that step to the left, and he's going to swing in this general direction, thinking he could kind of smell the bugbear.
Yeah.
So he is going to take a reckless attack. So
Okay.
just a straight roll, right?
Single roll. Yeah, single die.
Okay. Awesome. The normal bless is on. We're gonna swing it. Getting what is that? 12 to hit.
12 is not gonna hit.
All right. And that is it for his. I think he's gonna actually missing.
Hero?
Got
Hero point?
30 more feet a moment. I think what he's gonna do is this might get complicated, but he's gonna attempt to move along the wall and up into that door that was to the north.
All right.
So step there.
There is
step there.
There you cannot. There is a figure standing there.
Okay.
Stumble into.
Okay, so I
Yeah. So yeah, right in that
bump
spot,
into a figure.
there is a figure
Got it.
there. The bugbear, you think?
Gotcha.
Cliff could
Okay.
maybe let him know. Cliff can tell that he's there, so if it's possible for him to sort of warn him,
I mean, it's fine. As soon as he moves forward, he can, feel the bugbear, and it doesn't budge. He'd have to make an athletics check. So, no loss of life or options there.
I think Lokag is gonna just use the. I'm gonna say that's 5. I'll say 10 and bounce back and use the rest of his movement to move the other way along the wall, out of the darkness.
Okay.
Right up behind Smelly Girl.
Okay.
And just say like, "Oh, it's dark in there."
And now, you can see this. It looks like there was maybe a rug placed in this at some point. There's 2 torches guttering, putting off a greasy light. And you can see the arrow slits to the south, sort of curving down the wall, following a set of stairs. And to the north, you see barred doors. One swung partially open, not locked, but cells, but they're well decorated inside. And of course, you see a tattered, robed goblin. It has a scimitar in a hand, scimitar at its belt, crossbow on its back, and it has, you recognize some what seem to be military medals, but no 2 are alike, and you don't recognize any of the script or imagery on any of them. Just the shape of some of them reminds you of like official military medals. There's dozens of them. You think they look like, you recognize trophies from battle. This little goblin's been through a lot, or stole a lot of medals and claimed a lot of glory. It's hard to say. You met gladiators that would claim a lot more kills than they had. So as you dash up, you can spot this opponent. You'll be able to say again.
Oh, sorry. Do either of those goblins get opportunity attacks, even if it's in magical darkness?
No, they have to have some sense for it,
Okay.
like Clifford does.
Okay.
All right. You hear footsteps sort of retreating to the north. Next in the order is Clifford.
Clifford's going after him. Is the bugbear still there? Is the bugbear still in the doorway?
It's close. It's in the doorway.
All right, so he would see him. So he'll fuck with he'll get the bugbear in the doorway.
Okay.
He'll draw his short sword and stab at him, and he'll have advantage.
Okay.
He's sneaky.
Yeah.
19.
Let's see. 19 is gonna hit. Let's see here.
All right.
No, you had shot. I didn't think you had made a stealth check yet, since you fired the gun. So you're not gonna have stealth at that point. It's gonna be a single roll.
No, it's just because I'm
It
invisible
can't
to
see.
them.
That's right. It can't see you, but you can see it.
I
That's
can
right. So
see
19
them,
is
I can
gonna
get
hit.
advantage from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then the damage is going to be a 7.
All right. Respectable.
And yeah, it's reasonable. And I'm trying to think if I want to drop a little extra on that. This is the bugbear, right?
Yes. Certainly smells like it.
Yeah, he feels like a favorite foe to me, so I'll use my bonus action to favorite foe it. That'll give me another D4. So 1 more damage.
All right. Better
Straight
than 0
damage.
more.
Yeah, and then now he can't really move through his square, right? Because we're the same size creature. So
Right. Yeah. Without an athletics check, successful
yeah.
one.
So Clifford's gonna stay in the dark. I think over here. And that's all he's got. Yeah. He's just gonna try to draw their attention, stay tangled with them. I assume the other Shatterbone guy he ran out of past the bugbear. I can't really get to him now. So
Yeah.
that's all I got. I tell them all I got this. You help out to the west. I got this.
Copy that. Next in the order then is X.
So I hear him kill this Shatterbone. Is that correct?
To the
No.
west,
You heard what you think is the Shatterbone, the clinking of its chainmail. It darted to the north, past what you think is the bugbear standing here. And then Lokag took an attack at it, and so did X. Didn't kill it though.
Okay.
I mean, so did Clifford.
Clifford
I'll-
piecing them. Yeah.
I'll be walking along, and as I come out of stealth, can I squeeze past Lokag here?
Yes.
Okay. Can I sneak into the room still in stealth, or will I be in the open by the time I get
Yeah,
there?
you'll be able to attack from that corner, but once if you don't immediately, it's going to see it's seeing you as you're attacking and coming into view because it's got line of sight on you now and nothing to hide behind.
Advantage or no?
Yeah, if you attack immediately, yes. So you're like, as you're coming into view, you're letting that arrow fly.
Yep.
So you'll
As soon as
still
I
get
come around the corner, as soon as I spot him, we're gonna do the shooty thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Oop! I got a bless running too, in case that's important.
That is
21 to hit,
21 is gonna hit.
and it didn't roll my sneak damage either. Hang on a second.
I noticed that.
Five damage.
All right, 5 damage. Ha! The goblin grunts. That's the same mixture of sniveling oiliness and, arrogance.
I'll just go back into the darkness and hide again.
Fair enough. Nice. 21 stealth. Okay. Clifford, you hear the continued retreating footsteps fade off of the one fleeing figure. Then, just a moment. Just another moment.
Oh, and did the bugbear cast darkness? Was that like a magical spell?
It did.
Like so it might have had a concentration check on that stabby stab.
Yeah, I rolled that behind the scenes, and
Oh,
that
you
was a
did.
success. I did.
Kind of like the darkness. Glad. Stay focused. Don't lose that darkness now. I poke you a few times.
Are you saying this in
Maybe that would
Goblin?
make use of the
So-
other people's weapons.
All right, let's see here. So, yeah. Do you say that in Goblin or do you say that in Common?
Oh, I say the equivalent of like, you're stuck in here with me. No, I'll say that to him in Goblin. To the bugbear.
Okay. Give me just a moment. Clever. It says back. The darkness vanishes.
Haha.
The bugbear gestures with its hand and that sort of spike-tipped staff. It makes a spreading gesture and a crushing gesture with one hand, and like it's pulling you all together with its other, with the top of the spiked staff. Those of you directly in the chamber, let's see here. Helena, X, and Clifford. Well, you see this sort of, you can barely see it. It's like darkness, but it's got a red tinge. You see it flowing out like an oil slick. It seems to spread toward Clifford, X, and Helena. It seems to spread over your skin. It gives you a sort of sickly feeling. You feel exposed and known. You feel like you're telegraphing your movements and thoughts suddenly. You all have a Bane effect now. I'm going to put a red dot on each of you. You'll each have a -1d4 to attacks, saving throws.
Now we all have to talk like this.
Save against that or no?
There is. Let's see here.
But
Oh,
the
for
bless
this-
and the bane.
Yeah,
the
for
bless
Bane,
and the
for
bane
this there is a
can't-
charisma saving throw.
Oh. I use my amazing charisma.
You do have
Minus
bless.
1. True.
True enough.
Ooh, 14.
That is going to save.
Still in charge.
X, that one is not going to save. And Helena, well, 3 is still not going to save for X. And Helena, we need a charisma saving throw from you as well. All right, success. You also do not have the Bane effect on you.
14 was enough? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we still have our blesses. We
Yes.
count our blessings.
Absolutely. Your blessings count. All right, let's see here. And of course, now you can see the figure.
Oh. Life Joker.
And you know its name because it says it. Life Choker brings the word of the Conqueror. You will meet him whether you succeed or fail. It sort of spreads its hands as if it doesn't matter if you kill the figure or not. But you, all of you, since you're all within line of sight, can make insight checks as a non-action.
I'd love to roll a decent insight check because I don't in any game of D&D I play ever. This is my trying to will it into existence. Let's go.
Now is the
12!
time.
Oh, yay! It's so
bad.
good.
Okay,
Right.
did
Hey,
pretty well there.
It's over half.
Yes.
Oh.
It seems very much to mean that. It seems to have no concern whether it's going to die. It doesn't seem, it seems utterly confident in the success of whatever its mission is. You also see coiled about its wrist what seems to be a piece of looks like barbed wire, like a piece of steel cabling that's had sort of sharp bits of metal attached to it with twists of metal wire. Twists of wire folded, maybe hammered down to keep it in place. Cliff, you're close enough to see dried blood on it. And you know that it's a strangling cord. It's a garrote.
Nasty. This is why I don't like getting close to my targets. They stink. Probably a lot of necrotic flesh.
Next in order is the goblin. The bugbear shouts, "One thumb! Kill something!" One Thumb's eyes dart back and forth between Lokag and Millie. Its eyes sort of waver, sort of hesitating as he eyes each weapon. Certainly not liking the look of either. But it snatches one scimitar from its belt and makes 2 attacks. One against Millie. First attack against Millie for a 22. Second attack against Lokag for a 10. Give me just a moment. Okay. So let's see. That's going to miss Lokag, and that 22 I think is going to hit Millie.
Yep. AC's only 19.
Okay.
Paltry.
So it's going to do a bit more than that. So give me a moment. as it seems driven in equal parts fear and fury by the bugbear. Its eyes go wild again with a mixture of glee and terror as it attacks. Its blade, one blade flicking out one way, the other flicking out the other. And it's going to be a total of 9 points of slashing to Millie. The goblin then disengages and no, it uses the bonus action, so it does not. It stays there, kind of tucked as much on the corner as it can. And the next in the order is Helena.
Well, what's this life choker up here?
That is the name. That is the bugbear, as it has named itself, Life Choker.
It's kind of a
Ah,
cyborg.
I'm not into him. I'm not
He's a
into him, so
steampunk cyborg.
I would like
Cyborg.
to use one of my luck points for advantage on a strike against him, a crossbow strike.
Okay,
Nice.
I think that's a good idea.
Oh, gotta roll again.
Ah, that is gonna miss.
Boo!
You still have your GM inspiration if you wanted to use that.
I mean, yeah, why not? This is annoying. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. All right.
With advantage again.
With-
Since
Woo! All right, here we go. One more time. Okay, one of those gotta. That's
22
pretty good.
is a hit.
Yay!
Heck yeah, let's see that damage. All right, total of
Is that a 20? Did you roll a 20? Is that a crit?
it's a total 20, not a natural 20. It was a 14 on the die. Good question though.
Like, yeah.
Like, it does suggest that it's... I'm confused by that. It says 20 plus 2.
Yeah, the 20 is the total, and the plus 2 is going to be your archery.
Is that
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
That's all- yeah. They
Yeah.
include stacks and stuff. Yeah.
And then of course, you
It's
know,
a dirty 20. A dirty.
dirty,
20.
dirty 20. We like them.
Ew!
So naughty.
It's dirty as
Um,
Helena. Gross.
As the shaft of light burns through Life Choker's sleeve and into its bicep, the bugbear chokes out. Be ready to receive the dead in your halls. He seems to shout up toward the ceiling. His head almost turned back toward where you think the stone is. Any movement for Helena?
I like where I'm at. I feel like I can, like,
Yeah. Good.
duck
But,
beneath
yeah.
the... I mean, I can't literally because I used all my stuff other than movement, but I feel like I can at least have some protection
I mean,
behind
you-
the barrels.
I don't think of it as taking any movement to drop prone. You know, go into
Okay.
a deep squat and
Yeah, so
carefully
barrels-
full
fall
cover.
down. Yeah,
You have full cover, right? So
Yeah.
you couldn't cast the spell at you.
right. Unless it's an area effect. But if you do go prone,
Yeah.
it'll take half your movement, or it'll take 15 feet of your movement to stand back up.
Well, that's probably okay. I'm fine
Okay.
with it.
All right. Then next in the order is Millie.
All right.
There you go.
Flank around to this goblin.
All right.
Flanking bonus is +2.
Mm-hmm. +2.
All right. With the long sword. That was wrong. Long sword.
All right.
Yeah.
An 11 is gonna miss.
That's the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
I should have a plus. Well. Yeah. that's wrong.
Advantage with flanking?
There's definitely
But it'd still only be, it'd be a +5, +2. So that's only 10 +2.
Okay, so a total of 12 then.
Yep.
Okay, 12 is going to miss.
Cool. That's my turn.
Okay. Let's see, were you blessed?
Nope.
Okay. And hanging on to your inspiration?
Everyone else has used it.
Well, it would be the method to keep me from having more inspirations throughout the session. So far, I've got mine and 1 player inspiration I've not used. But Helena has spent hers since then, and I didn't get one for that, so not a bad time too. But you can also save it for a saving throw or something else.
I'll save it.
Okay. All right, at the top of the order, things are a little bit less chaotic now. So unless anybody has any special changes, I think you all have a good idea of what you're going to do. Lokag's going to move in and smash. Clifford's going to either stay close, maybe stick away, slip away, attack. Likely everyone in the chamber is going to attack Life Choker. X might attack One Thumb. But if there's any special considerations, or you all, somebody wants to throw out a plan, your characters can speak out of turn.
Do we feel like there's somebody running away that we have to catch?
Yeah,
So
I'd
we
like
heard
to
it.
try. I think if we can get Life Choker out of the way and someone could I'd chase after him. That would be a good idea. I agree.
Yes.
But do we have the sense that somebody ran away? Because there was a human in here.
Definitely. You definitely get the
we
sense.
know that. We know Shatterbone at least ran, and they're going to tell, so... but we got to get Life Choker out of the doorway.
Yeah, and there seems to be a secret door that has swung open. That now that the darkness is down, Clifford, you can see it inside here. I don't know if that's showing up on the map. Let me double check.
I see where you pinged it. Yeah. Okay.
Did the viewers? Excellent. Okay, showed up. Clean that up.
Yeah. Well, that's the plan.
Okay, so Clifford's basically shouts out, "I'm gonna go after the runner, or the spy, or whatever you say."
Yeah, I'll wave. I'll be like, I'll do a hand signal of like, whoop, whoop. I'm basically dancing with the Light Choker guy, like, oh, going this way, going that way. Which way am I going? Trying to bob and weave a little bit with him and maybe draw him away from the door.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any changes for anybody else, or ready to jump into the next round?
Good.
All right, going once, twice, 3 times. Top of the order is Lokag.
All right. And then, so, if Lokag is up in here, is that still flanking with Millie?
You have to be directly across from to get flanking.
You were
So no.
I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna take an attack.
Okay, that wouldn't be
with
flanking
them all.
either. You'd need to be. You were in a spot
No.
where it's flanking. Go ahead.
Wait, right here was flanking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Diagonal.
You're close enough,
Oh,
and there's
okay.
not enough of a corner to give any cover from where you're at. So.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, on my screen, One Thumb is here for some reason.
Oh, weird. Might try to
So,
refresh
but
if you.
That's
yeah, go ahead.
it's. Well, I believe you. If you say his token is there, I believe you. So
I think
will
our
do
viewers
that.
can corroborate.
And I am going to, take an attack with the maul, with flanking.
On the stream, it shows him here.
Oh, that's strange.
I
Okay.
mean, on my screen, it shows him there where you think they are. So
That is
but the
so
real question
strange.
does a 14 hit? That's really. Oh, and bless. Lokag has bless.
Yeah,
Right?
go ahead and roll that bless.
Yeah, that was.
I'm
Well,
gonna
that was with bless as well.
refresh something real quick and see if
Oh.
this changes anything.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, so just not a great roll.
That is very strange. It is just not updating on my on the map screen. So let me go ahead and refresh that. Okay, so did you roll your bless? I was working on a technical
Yes.
problem.
So it's in a total of 14 to hit.
Oh, okay, nice. 14 on One Thumb. you hear the blade rasp up against chainmail hidden beneath his robe. And the metals sort of tattering and or cluttering the front of his mantle also are serving to deflect your blow a little bit.
And that is my turn.
Chevrons of deflection.
All right, so oh yeah, you with the head of your maul, like knocks some of the metals scattering off, and kind of rips some of the cloth, and you can see a rough, rusted up chainmail shirt underneath. All right, so from the north, stepping quickly into view and firing is the Shadowbone that was hidden, rolling very well on its stealth check, but also very wounded. It steps around the corner and fires at Cliff with advantage on the roll. If roll 20 will cooperate and let me... There we go. Okay. Try it one more time. Ooh, that is gonna miss. And I'm...
So, tang.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use an inspiration and... Nope, I'll save it. So it steps around the corner, it fires, it dips back around the corner out of sight. Next in the order is Clifford.
All right. Well, I think I am going to probably hit this thing with a Zephyr Strike. The blade glows green and sparkly, and he's going to stab away at doing a straight up short sword attack with advantage. Thank you very much.
Ooh,
Because of the Zephyr.
21 is going to hit.
All right, and he does have the hunter's mark on him already,
Mm-hmm.
so that's just gonna make sure I do that, and then we'll roll the short sword damage, which is 8 plus another D8 force damage because of the Zephyr Strike.
Nice.
Another 6, so we're looking at 16 total damage as he whacks him real good. with the
Awesome.
short sword. And that's using, and he had done a bonus action Zephyr Strike to get all that, and that gives him an extra 30 feet of walking speed, and he can also, like, move around and not get op attacks. Now, the big question is, can he jump over through there and try to get into the room, or is that impossible without pushing and shoving?
Yeah, you're going to have to push and shove. The ceilings are not high in here.
I'm going to move back, like, a little bit away.
Okay.
To make it so that he's going to have to, if he wants to get to me, he's going to have to move away from the door. So I'm going to taunt him a bit. Say, oh, yeah, duh, I got you here. Yeah, he'll taunt him over this way. And then he could almost just run the hell out of the room. But I kind of like it. Yeah, he's going to stay right here and try to taunt him, after he stabs him real good. And he'll say some stuff in Goblin that probably hurts his feelings. And that's it. That's his turn.
All right. Let's see here. Well, I would allow go ahead and roll a persuasion or deception check.
For me?
Yeah, for you. And
Okay.
I'll respond to it when the
Persuasion.
time comes. Just go ahead and roll that, and we'll move over to next in the order, which is X. How does X proceed?
Right. I was hidden at a 21. The darkness went away. Am I hidden from him?
No. I would say, unless, you couldn't get underneath the barrels. So, yeah, you'd kind of be exposed once the darkness drops. From him, specifically. But one thumb, you're still hidden from one thumb.
Okay. Can I get a shot from here?
Yes.
Okay. We'll do that with advantage and all this stuff.
Okay.
and then I have to subtract 2 from that for my cursing thing. So 14 to hit.
A 14 on one thumb.
Well, I have advantage. It didn't roll with advantage. Let me roll my second.
Yeah,
die
please
here.
do that.
That's no better.
No, I'd say that is not much better.
I'll pile on my inspiration here then as well. We want to make this shot.
Okay.
Oh, worse. All right. Same thing, 14.
Oh. All right. So again, 14 is going to miss these. Yeah.
Oh, actually, this one's a 15 because I only got 1 less.
Let's see here. A 15
This-
is his AC.
Oh, nice.
The curse
Yep.
only did 1
Bless
to me
you.
that time. All right. Nice. Okay, so 15 damage then.
The goblin says nothing, just an explosion of pained breath. Looks like X takes his shot and turns to.
Okay, then I'm going to move and hide again.
All right. Yeah, you can definitely hide from everybody you've seen from those angles for sure.
8.
Oof, with an 8. Not going to be hiding from a lot, however. But fortunately, some of these goblins are very unobservant, unless they're actively looking. All right. The last of the fleeing footsteps fade, even from Clifford's sharp and closer ears. Taking a moment, I'm having to reopen some stat blocks and different stuff because I refreshed to fix an issue. And Millie, you begin to hear footsteps on the stairs. It sounds like 2 pairs of footsteps. Once they reach about this area, make sure that's coming out on stream, they drop in volume quite a bit. They don't make any attacks. It seems like as if they're just moving up and getting into position, perhaps close enough to have heard any shouting from down below. All right. Let's see here. You can almost see and almost feel the bugbear gathering its will. It surges toward and around Clifford. In one quick motion, unloops the strangling wire from around its neck and sort of throws it over Clifford's head as it steps around behind him, turning its hands over and attempting to catch Clifford with its garrote. With a 21 to hit.
Whoa, that's gonna hit.
It's going to do 6 points of damage. It pretty quickly cranks it tight, and you can't breathe. You will be conscious for your Constitution bonus in rounds. After that, you'll pass out. But let's see, that was his action, so he can't really move you anywhere. But that's what he does. He shouts again at One Thumb. I said kill something! Quickly! Eyes again wide with fury, the small goblin slashes out once and twice, the same. One at Millie, one at Lokag. First to Millie, then to Lokag. A 9 and a 9. I'm going to reroll both of those with inspiration. So a 20 to hit Millie, a 7 to hit Lokag.
Yep, 20 will hit.
Joe, I'm not doing this to you on purpose, I promise.
Oh,
And again, it's going to do some extra damage. Fury and Fear, driven by the Bugbear. It's going to be 11, so a total of 15 to Millie. And Panic. Oh, next. Go ahead.
I'm almost down.
What might Millie say? Like, what might it sound like when Millie says, "Hey, I'm about to fall, guys"?
I think Millie just grunts. Trying to just hold herself up with the blade.
The stoic approach. Does not ask for aid. All right, next in the order is Helena. You see the Bugbear quickly, for its bulk, pull this coil off its neck, loop it around Clifford, pull it tight as it steps out of view. And you hear Clifford, his breathing and his, maybe he's in mid-speech. And what does it sound like, Clifford? What does Millie do? Or what does Helena do?
She comes and she gets up and races over to this corner.
Mhm.
Is that too close to shoot?
No.
No.
Within 5 feet
Okay.
makes it tough, but yeah.
I would like to shoot
Pew, pew.
because that's what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going after my buddy like that. So let's make sure I got on normal.
Mm-hmm.
10.
That's going to be an 11. It's going to miss.
Why?
The dice tell a story, and sometimes that story sucks.
Yeah, man.
All right, does Helena say anything as she darts forward? Takes her shot.
She just screams at the thing, trying to maybe distract her or something.
All right. Since you didn't use Septic Strikes, you still have your bonus action. If you choose to use that for something else.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else to use it for, so we good.
All right. Wounded but not down. Next in the order is Millie.
All right. Get my really tiny test character sheet. Bonus action. Use a healing potion.
Chug, chug, chug.
And then we'll attack. Sword again.
Okay. Yeah, I think of healing potions as being really small, just like a half a shot of liquid, little, so you can drink it quickly.
I think a 15 hits.
15 does hit. 15 is gonna hit.
In that case, I don't like this thing. It's going to get Divine Smited.
It's not looking good for old One Thumb.
Nice. 20?
20 damage.
And Millie can feel free to describe or pass as, getting down to that moment, you dispatch the goblin.
Sword gleams brightly and just splashes to its upper torso, hacking through the chainmail under its robes.
Awesome. Rusted links scatter and spray and tarnish metals of strange material sort of tear off from the robe as the goblin sags against the wall. There's a trail of foul-smelling blood. Any movement or anything else for Millie?
What a roll there. X. I'm going to move. I'm just going to pass Wilk. I can say there might be archers up there and point towards the archery slot that's past him. Just I need to heal real quick. I don't really want to be the I'll lead one on my archers.
And you
Back.
step nimbly down the stairs to Clifford's bulging eyes, a strangling cord, the mounded shape of the bugbear sort of trying to take cover behind Clifford as he strangles Clifford. All right. Top of the order is Lokag. Unless,
All right.
yeah, I was gonna say, unless someone has a specific a change of plans. Going once, going
Oh,
twice,
fuck him up.
3 times. Lokag, how do you proceed?
Lokag is going to charge in, and he is going to attempt to basically stop reach in and just outmuscle the bugbear, stop the garrote in some way. He's gonna grab the bugbear's hands, maybe pull them apart.
Okay. So you drop your hammer?
Yeah.
You drop your maul?
Yeah, so I'm gonna drop them all on my way too, so it'll be kind of in this area right here.
You can drop it, the handle leans up against the crate.
That was very dexterous.
You know how to handle handle your weapon.
So yeah, he's gonna try and just get Cliff out of this chokehold.
Okay. It's gonna be an athletics check.
Awesome. And I guess I haven't really read this through. Like, that reckless attack couldn't apply there because it's not an attack, right?
Rage gives you advantage on strength checks.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
A
So
roll athletics
rage gives.
advantage.
Beat me to it, Cliff. I was
Yeah.
about to say, but yeah.
Thank you.
Barbarians.
Thank you.
They're so much fun.
Oh yeah.
All right, that'll be a 21 strength check.
All right.
Ooh.
I know in the new rules it's a flat roll, but I like opposed for situations like
Me
this.
too.
It makes more sense.
I saw that new rule. I was like, oh what?
It's useful for some things. I like it as a base to draw from, but also I like the swinginess of older editions of D&D. Let's see here. I used both inspirations, so that's going to be a 12. You managed to pull its arm, because it managed to cross them, so you're kind of pushing its elbows together, if that makes sense, because it crossed its hands as throwing the loop over it, so drawing its hands apart would bring, you know what I'm saying? It's just how you use a garrote. I watch a lot of movies. So yeah, you sort of push its elbows together and give some slack, and Clifford can squeeze in a tasty breath of air.
Buddy.
Am I now grappling with this bugbear?
No, you're in a
That's
position
usual,
to.
I'm good
If you
either way.
wanted to,
Okay.
you could then attempt to grapple. But no, you're
Essentially
Yeah.
disarmed him, or you essentially just freed him, basically.
yeah, you've just undone what he did with the garrote. He still has the garrote. He still has his movement and all that stuff. You don't have a grip on him to keep him at 0 movement. You've just used all of that skill and all of your energy to, again, sort of, he's kind of choking him out. You try to press his elbows together, get some slack on that garrote. But he's not grappled.
Good.
So I believe, let's see here. I didn't see any bonus action in there, just movement and action.
I don't really think. Yeah, I don't really have any bonus actions to perform at this point in time.
Okay. Double checking one thing in the background. Don't worry, this has nothing to do with you all. I'm not plotting to kill you.
Sure.
Glad somebody said something that could have just been real awkward if it hung in the air.
It.
Rolling d6s like crazy in the background.
Well, unfortunately, the goblin that slipped away to the north rolled a very terrible stealth check. So no sneak as it slips out and to here. Well, let's see here. It hasn't seen Millie. Otherwise, it would probably attack her as she's the most hurt. But it doesn't see her from where he's at, and just positions itself to fire down into the battle around Life Choker. It tries to fire at Clifford.
Clifford's a perfect target. It's got a little cover.
And that's going to be a 12 to hit.
Not gonna do it.
No, it's not. I'm double checking.
17.
Nope, that's all action spent. And nope. Okay, all right. So the Shatterbone misses. Next in the order is Clifford Bolt.
All right. Well, I mean, the least I can do is stab this guy some more. So that's what I'm gonna do. If I go do a little dance and get around like that with Locag, then I'll get a little advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you duck out from underneath the loop of the garrote.
Yeah.
Do a quick sidestep behind him.
Take advantage of that. Oh, an 11? Not
11.
great.
It's going to be a 12. That's still going to miss.
Oh, I do have my bless. 1, 2, 4.
Yeah.
13.
13 is also going to miss.
Oh, bummer. All right. Then I have a little more movement left. I will give Helena a chance to maybe flank if she's. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'll go there.
Yeah.
That can move if he needs to. So all right, that missed. Do I have another? Oh, I do have the lucky. No. Did I use all my luckies? No, I have one more lucky.
I think you have one more. Yeah.
I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it to get advantage. So I'll roll again.
Okay.
And yeah, come on, right?
It's going to be your offhand attack.
No, I'm just going to I'm going to use my lucky to get advantage, so I can re-roll on this main attack.
Okay.
Yeah?
So with the new rule, with the new lucky, if it says advantage, I usually take that to mean you have to call it ahead of time.
Okay.
Is that the correct wording? Let me double check on that. But you all can correct me because some of you.
That probably makes sense
Yeah.
that I should call it ahead of time.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's a new rule.
Yeah.
But I don't
Old
have
lucky doesn't have to. So. Okay. Well. Yeah.
Then that's it.
Okay. Any bonus actions in there left? I think you still have a bonus action left.
Not really. I kind of got my,
You do have an offhand attack.
Yeah, I got the shield. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. That's all I got.
Right. Next in
I
the
could
order.
take a drink. I could take a drink.
Yeah. If you drink a potion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll that in the. If you have one. Yeah. Do you?
Yeah, I thought I had one, but I don't see it on my character sheet. So I'm gonna say I don't have it.
Okay.
That's it for me. All done.
Millie, was that? I know you all gave out potions. Was one given to Cliff or no?
Oh yeah.
So
Yes,
you do
it
have
should.
a potion.
All right, so 2d4 plus 2.
Mhm.
Then I'll do it.
All right. Go ahead and get
All
that.
right. Heal to 7. Back up to freshy.
Nice. All right. Then the next in the order is X.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Just maybe a question for Cliff. Zephyr Strike, when you cast that, it's a
Yeah.
concentration spell that you can use for a minute.
Yeah, unless you attack with it and use
Right.
the bonus thing, then it goes away. So it's kind of done. I could dance around for a while without
Unless
using
it-
that
yeah.
bonus, but once I use that bonus, it kind of it ends at the end of my turn. So I'm not Zephyr-y anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen anything new, of a changed ruling on that in the new rules.
Oh, at 24, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
Well, no, just when I'm reading the spell. Until the spell ends, your
Once-
movement doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. Once before it ends, you can give yourself advantage. That
Right.
deals a D8 of free force damage on a hit,
Already
whether you
did
hit or
that.
miss your walking in speed increases by
The
30.
last
So
part says
Until the end
hit
of
or
that
miss,
turn. Right.
whether your walking speed increases by 60 until the end of that turn.
Yeah. So yeah, even though it's worded like the concentration up to a minute is worded that way, the way I interpret it, and I think it's often interpreted, is that you have it up to a minute until you use that attack, and then you'll get the extra
okay,
walking
so it's
speed.
like a divine
Still get
smite.
the-
You hold it until you use it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
You still
I
get
got-
the
I got
not
confused by
provoking
that.
opportunity attacks part, I think. You just don't get the 30 feet of movement anymore.
Right, I
You
would
still
that
get
would
the-
interpret
you still
it that
get the
way as
not
well.
You still like the wind You
Yes.
still can dance around, like if I want to,
Yes.
I could leave the guy's space, but I want to stay and dance with Lokag.
Yes. Copy that. Okay, well, let's move on to X's turn.
Okay.
Does that answer your questions, X?
Yeah, sorry about that. Just trying to
No,
understand.
don't be. It's fine.
So basically, he can still disengage for free though, during
Yeah.
as long as he maintains concentration. Okay.
True.
Like I could run over to Shatterbone if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And fuck with him.
Yeah, so X is going to peek around the corner. I did try to hide. It wasn't a very good hide, but do I have advantage on life choker? Yes or no?
Let's see. What was that roll? I don't.
8.
No, you do not.
I'll shoot an arrow at him anyway.
Clifford, I think we missed that concentration check when you took that garrote damage. So it would have been a DC 10. All right, 15
What was that concentrating
on Zephyr Strike, right?
Didn't I do Zephyr? Zephyr Strike
It was
was
after
done
you-
by then. Oh, it would still be the effect of the yes, you're
Correct.
right.
Yeah. So that's gonna hit Life Choker for X.
6 damage, and then I'll go back and I'll try to hide better.
Okay.
12 makes it.
Yes, it does.
14 this time. Done.
All right. Next in the order is Life Choker. His features are tight and tense with pain, blood seeping out of multiple wounds, and a few burn marks from Helena's crossbow. Let's see here. Ba-ba-bum. It hoists up its staff. It drops the garrote and turns 2 opponents. It must choose. It swings once with its Morning Star at Lokag. And swings a second time at Lokag.
Okay,
And
why?
both attacks
Jeez.
are going to miss. Let's see here. All right. With a booming shout, Life Choker says, "Conqueror, accept me!" And kill something, you whelps! One thumb is dead. But around the corner. Next in order is Helena.
I'm gonna shoot him. I'm very determined to shoot him.
Please do.
That is what we all want to hear.
So I'm good right where I'm at, right? Like,
Mhm.
Clifford, you just sort of like lean to the right, just in case. Low cag, I'll just sort of like duck a little bit in case I miss. Here goes. Okay.
All
okay.
right. 26.
There we go.
That's gonna be with some septic strike.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Vermin Lady 3. That's right.
Whew.
Sickness.
Nice. The bugbear is slowing down as it takes nicks and scrapes. And you all are sort of, darting quickly around it and distracting it. It's certainly sort of back on its heels. It's not, its guard is sort of tightening up as nerves and blood loss start to take its toll.
Chewing you down to nothing.
Movement, action, and bonus action. Nice round for Helena. Next in order is Millie.
All right.
Oh, sorry, this goblin would have slipped back away on its turn.
I I saw the bolt come out of that room, though, right?
Yes, you did.
Right. Use my lay on hands to get some hit points back. And then move into the room. Where is this goblin?
Give me a moment to reveal. Well, you definitely see it with your passive perception. It's hiding on the other side of a crate. You can see to the north stairs and get a better view of this open secret door to the northwest.
Of course, no stairs there. Go around to it and attack it. Last one.
All right. A 17 is going to hit. Goblin feebly brings its scimitars up, attempting to sort of X block, but anyone who knows anything about swordsmanship knows you rarely, if ever, X block.
Or slashing damage.
The thing's guard crumples, and you can feel free to describe or pass as you dispatch another of the.
Yeah, I think it's just if you tired of these small goblins hurting her friends and stuff. Matt kind of splashes in through the faster than the guard gets up, just slices it in the head.
It shows a stunned, like surprised look on its face as its legs get wobbly for a split second, dead before it realizes it. It sort of staggers back and tries to catch itself on the crate, but falls into it and rolls off to the ground. And again, that smell of spoiled milk and something else undescribable wafts up from the spilled blood.
That is my turn.
Back to the top of the order. If anyone's got any special plans or changes, going once, going twice, going thrice. Top of the order is Lokag.
All right. Lokag is going to reach down to his side where that maul is, grab it, and bring it up. And you know what? He is going to he's going to recklessly attack this this bugbear.
Okay. Not a bad idea.
Is that with flanking, or here would be flanking, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Or okay.
Directly across, yeah.
Okay. So get some flanking in there. Advantage. Blesses on. Come on. Got to do something, right? Okay. Cool. I will take that. 18 plus 5 to hit.
23 is going to hit.
Excellent. That is going to... Oh, you know what? We're going to just re-roll that damage with Savage Attacker. A little better. 10 damage.
Right. You can hear its ribs breaking as it slams into the bugbear. The head almost gets tangled in the cables and chains sprouting off of its robe. But you tear it free.
And
Bugbear somehow is still alive.
Lokag will smile broadly and just in common say, I admire your passion and zeal, worthy foe. And he like gives a little head dip so that the rat's eyes meet the bugbear's eyes from his head.
Make a persuasion check. Or you could choose intimidation, depending on what you're trying to do.
I'll go persuasion. You know, he's just wants to pay a compliment to a very that's a 14. Pay a compliment to a worthy warrior.
Everyone nearby, that's the three of you, Helena, Clifford, and Lokag, make insight checks. As Life Choker says, "Send me to the old gods."
I got a crit. I'm gonna stab him.
Nice. Well, as you see him gesture down to the strangling cord that he dropped.
I pick up the strangling cord and choke him.
He clutches his staff, but he doesn't make any move. He just stands there as you reach down and sort of wrap it around his neck.
I'll choke him out. I got this.
All right. It takes a moment. What does X do?
Do I perceive any more life forms in the area?
No, but Millie said she heard sounds coming down the stairs.
What's over here?
Archers.
Stairs.
to the west.
Okay, and did we ever establish what's in this jail cell?
No.
If we're still in initiative order, then I would go over here.
Okay.
I'll move, use a bonus action dash.
Mm-hmm.
I think archers are coming
Use
down
50
those
feet of
stairs.
my movement.
Okay.
What's that?
I think there's some archers coming down those stairs, or we heard noises of people coming down. So you may be vulnerable.
That's true.
I can get back. I've got 35 movement times 3.
Oh god.
So
Have fun. Go be the Flash.
Okay.
Want to see me do it again?
So as you move out, you hear the snap of 2 short bows firing down from above. A 23 and a 23 to hit
Oh
X.
shit.
those will hit.
That is going to be 6 and 6. 12 damage. Revealed is another, it looks like the cell was, again, decorated. There were tapestries, carpet, a small, nightstand in between the 2 beds that are now made up. But they're rumpled, looks like they've been recently slept in, and they look somewhat dirty. Those shots came from the from there. That's middle south of that chamber.
Okay, bless is down. I'm back in the room. Done.
You hear cackling laughter as you dash away. Helena, what about you? As Clifford continues to choke Life Choker.
Can I help?
Yeah, how do you do that? He's got it sort of garroted. What do you do?
Well, can I get my little paws around his neck too?
Yeah.
I want to do that. Can that do any damage?
Well,
Or can I
no.
hold on to him and stab him in the gut or something?
Well, you could. You could. Now, character-wise, that would probably break the Life Choker's request. But then, as the player, that's up to you all, and that might cause some static between Clifford and Helena. But as characters, that could be fun and
Missed
interesting.
his request. His request was to go down with dignity or something.
He said sent to the old gods.
Oh well, God, Helena doesn't give a crap about that. And you know what? He smells, and her insights are consistently low. So I'm going for it.
All right. He's not defending himself, and you're coming up behind him. He's sort of looking Lokag in the eye, trying to maintain eye contact till the last moment. So it's going to hit. You can go ahead and roll it just so you can roll damage. Or you can roll damage straight from your sheet on Roll20 just by clicking the numbers, the dice numbers. Now, as you come around, Clifford, you can see out of the corner of your eye. Do you say anything to Helena?
I don't know if he'd say anything because he's kind of in the moment of like trying to choke this guy.
Okay.
So, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, my insight was really good. I got a 20. So you tell me. But if it's okay if there's a little light stabbing in the process, you'll still go to see the old gods, right? You know, the more the merrier, maybe. I don't know how the old gods work exactly, but
You get the idea that he was very intent on being killed with the garrote. But you think it was specifically the garrote, not just being strangled. The handle is pretty well carved. So yeah, what might you say as Helena comes up and runs him through, finishes him off?
say this. All right, yeah, I'll finish him off. Promise.
Helena's already slipping the blade in.
Yeah, go ahead and do your damage. Let me finish him.
Well, she is going to finish him with that as she runs him through. Yeah, she is in the act of. Yeah.
Oh, well, he's gonna go to hell then. No country for him.
Why are we sad about him going to hell?
No, I mean that's where he belongs. Yeah.
Yeah!
So, as you know, you can hear this discussion in the other room. What is Millie doing?
Pretty much going to look up these stairs.
All right. So you can see further through the secret door as well. And looking up the stairs, there's a little landing up there. The smell of, the smell of a body, the smell of the bugbear gets stronger, and the smell of food that's maybe starting to turn gets stronger as you approach the stairs and that whole corner of the room. As you come up a little closer, you can now make out, attached to a wall, and that central pillar above you seems to be a hammock. It is tattered, and ratty, and covered in stains and patches.
Look at the ground and just try to get a sense of footprints. I'm looking for human-shaped footprints.
It's pretty clean. It looks like the place was probably kept pretty clean before, or relatively. There's some dust, so you can go ahead and make a survival check. Or investigation. I would work. Either of those would work.
7 in survival.
There's been some milling around in here. No pun intended. So it's hard to tell, but you do see this is swung open recently, and only one set of footprints come through there. They are smaller boots. Definitely doesn't seem like a goblin or the hobgoblin or the bugbear came from that direction. You don't see any other. You see no other exits from the chamber either.
There's a passage in here. Looks like the human might have got away through this hidden passage.
All right, now we're out of initiative as Millie calls back the chamber. You step, maybe back in just in time. You're seeing the bugbear slump to the ground. Helena take her blade out, and they're them discussing the life choker's fate and whether they should be upset about it or not. So as you finished off one, and you've heard the name life choker before, it's sort of tickling the backs of your brains. Perhaps some of you remember outright. But as you look over, your recent fallen enemy, the strange request, and for you, Clifford, the look in the hobgoblin's eye was very strange. It was, how would I describe it? Something like longing in its eyes, longing for something past. You got the sense, because you've been around,
Lost?
like Lost, yeah. And you've been around people, you've been around all sorts of people, so you know what a sort of desperate lost looks like. And you've been around people in all sorts of situations too, so you know the look of someone who's in something that they are regretting at the last minute. And that's the sense you got from Life Trooper. Not that it regretted killing or any of those things, but when it said, finish me off in the old way, send me to the old gods, that was where the note in the voice and the look in its eyes came from.
Yeah.
And that sort of, clings to you with that sense, like you are, out of everybody in here, have actually met goblins before, and they were totally different than everything in the stone. Never met bugbears before, or hobgoblins, but that didn't seem entirely like a monster, just a brutish, dangerous, deadly person that was maybe wrapped up in something, or like you've met people that were in sort of criminal gangs that wanted to get out and didn't realize it until you and some of your allies took them down. So you've had some of those moments.
Right. I'm the only way out,
Mm-hmm.
and the only way out is me running you through.
In some cases.
Or Elena in this case.
Yeah.
I say we chase after the people going up those stairs. They might be outrun us by at this point, but we also got the archers. I don't know if they're coming after us. But
Well, as you all consider the recent dead, the rest of the manor, and what lies ahead, knowing that there's danger waiting for you on the stairs, likely in the form of ready actions through those murder holes, and you all start to consider your next moves, I think this is a good spot to pause for the session.
all right.
So, as slime toes, as time slows to an imperceptible crawl, and sort of, pull back, almost pulling up, seeing the area from above, just like we do on the map, and then back up, seeing the streets. Your mind's eye, as if you're in a dream, drifting up through the buildings, seeing the streets below, some buildings smoldering, some still burning. The fires of goblin camps smoldering from the night before, and hovels and rough tents and hollowed out dwellings that now house goblins sleeping during the day with their pickets and patrols set as organization among the invasion increases. And we'll have to find out what happens next time on the Goblin Stone. Thanks for another awesome session, everybody. This was this was fun to run, like having a different scenario inside a house, and sometimes we'll go a little bit long on planning, like any D&D game, but I don't think that's a problem. I think it's important to figure out, and those planning moments also leave role-playing moments, and we get to see insight into characters, and that was fun, and I enjoyed, even though the dice on my end were making combat pretty, quite a bit easier for you all than it is normally, but again, dice tell a story, and it goes back and forth. But I still, even though it was like, it didn't seem like maybe as hard hitting at the end, but that was still a fun moment. It was a fun combat, so I hope everybody enjoyed that pretty well. For our viewers tonight, thanks so much for being here. There are constantly new things in the works among our group of folks, so I'll invite all my players here, if you all have links for things that you are working on. I know Loquarter's got a new channel. Locag, you've been doing some stuff, or Big Bri's been doing some stuff on Twitch. So go ahead and drop any links that you all have for our friends out there. Again, let me send a Discord invite for anybody who wants to come and join us and chat about the game, give my players more hilarious, terrible, and wonderful ideas. Mm-hmm. And and even maybe help craft some stuff and help our heroes out. Oh yeah, So yeah, also in the coming weeks, I'll be posting a little bit more about from my Patreon, where I'm mostly just sort of behind the scenes on me producing and working on the content that I work on. And it'll be, if you come, you can follow me on Patreon. It's in my link tree. And even if free subscribers still get access to those maps and stuff like that. Of course, paid subscribers will get more and more detailed stuff. But if you need some free maps, need some inspiration for your games, or just want to see how I build stuff, come and find me on Patreon. As for my players here, I will see you all this week in game, except for Nick. I'm still trying to get him back at the table, but he's been a busy bee. My feelings aren't hurt. I just miss you, bud. But I'm at least in one game with you. That's good. But yeah, so before I know we're going a little over time, and some of our viewers have some other things they might have to move on to. So I think we'll save any sort of maybe checking in for our check-in at the beginning of next session, if that's all right with everybody. And we can go ahead and sign off in just a moment. But first, who might we raid out to? Any good thoughts? I'm checking a couple of our friends and I like New Age Geeks.
2014 version.
That's what
We're
I
on episode 70 of a Taldori Reborn campaign.
Who is? Ooh.
New Age Geeks.
Yeah. All right. Let's send one out to them if that's all right. I think I know how to do it. I always mess it up, but. All right. Yeah, we are raiding out. Thanks, Mythlanders. Y'all have a good night and a good week. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Be good to yourselves, and remember, imagination is more important than knowledge. Bye.
Knowledge is power.
It's true.
Great to learn.
All right. That was fun. I definitely feel like I dropped the ball on a couple of rulings for the new rules, but that's all right. I don't think that's gonna kill anybody. But yeah, more just makes me feel like a little bit sweatier. Let's see here.
Looks like we're still on live.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right. Well.